Okay. What up, ladies and gents? It's your favorite Asian robot right here. Hopefully your favorite official content creator for the First Descendant. And today, as you know, we are gonna be trying Snowman Blair. Alright, in the world's most horrible outfit. Alright. I hope you guys are ready for this because this is the worst thing that you have ever seen in your life. Now, of course, I will happily invite Arcane along for some shenanigans after I get a rudimentary test done. And also, for some reason, the emote is bugged because I wanted to dance with Snowman Blair, but it's not making any sound. He just does this weird thing. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now let me get started on TikTok as well. Oh, this is horrifying. This is horrifying. Snowman Blair.
That is horrifying.
It is, and I'm gonna play this outfit this entire time. It's great.
Oh, I hate it.
I know, I'm gonna make you hate looking at my character when I game with you.
God.
Don't worry. At the start, at least you don't have to, because at the start, I'm gonna just test out what he can actually do, so I know his strengths and weaknesses first. Then I'll build him accordingly. But I'm thinking I will do what I said yesterday and probably just max out his cooldowns. Either way, let me just quickly tell Discord. Then I will tweet. Orochi, what up? Lewis, Benna, good to see you all. Excuse me. Okay, good. Serena's my backup dancer. Yeah, Snowman Blair leading the two ladies. This is horrifying beyond words. Okay, let's get out of here. Alright, so I'm just going to do rudimentary test one. So, again, yesterday we already went through this. Although I wanted to drastically reduce my cooldowns even further, currently we're already sitting at 0.81. And we are going to effectively readjust this entire set. Because Blair's abilities, as much as they have a good radius on their stuff, there is no need to bump up your max expandable range by that much. So I'll be adjusting my build in accordance with that. And of course, trying to increase criticals as well. That is my main goal, but I will adjust accordingly as needed, because that's the main key here. Okay, so we'll find out how this goes and how it's intended to work. Let's begin immediately. And we'll see how all of it comes together. Okay. First, I'm going to try just a rudimentary Blair in quarantine zone. This is just a test before I do anything else, because I want to see whether or not it'll work. Believe my day is going good. So yeah, Snowman Blair is here to stay and traumatize everybody. So prepare yourself accordingly. It's time to experience the trauma. Okay. There we go. In hindsight, I probably should have read what the other abilities do, but oh my god, my Enduring Legacy clips through his snowman stomach. It's terrible. Hadouken!
Knock yourselves out!
Cool down again. Hadouken! Okay, it's already cooled down. Hell yeah. Hadouken!
Open!
Again. Hadouken!
Somebody help!
Oh no! Well, yeah. Hadouken! Well, I mean, I gotta say, it doesn't really matter what we think at this point, Cobra. The damage is done. We just gotta live with it. Okay, and this is with no extra skill power FY. This is just 100% skill power. I think I could, like, obviously make this a lot greater once I get a chance to actually put some skill power in him. But yeah, this will definitely work out.
Flame on!
Flame on! Burn, heretics! Again!
Feeling the heat! We are.
Hadouken!
Enjoy your meal! Ah-ha! Here!
The biggest problem would be the slow casting speed, in my opinion, and his range.
Here! Taste
Like, it's not like it's super horrible, but it's also not super fantastic either.
bet you're feeling the heat!
And I can't, like, spread my powers like Freyna would, so, okay, fair enough. Hadouken! So, like, in a full-on 400% situation. Now, granted, this is without any skill power increase. Alright, so this is with 0% skill power increase from the Reactor. It would be a drastically different story once I actually, like, upgrade and shit, but I'm just seeing what he can do at baseline. So, at baseline, he can still do some pretty decent damage.
Torch it all!
Okay. The 5-ball projectile is always slow, man. They only improve the numbers. I mean, realistically speaking, his kit does function. Just that it's not as rangy as you would expect of other characters. It's just what it's supposed to be. Hadouken!
It's cooking time!
Every instance of fire is a separate instance of damage, which is nice, but yeah, just that.
I love it!
It is a bit harder because the burn zones don't kill as much. Like, I guess you could get them working, but they just don't kill as much, so you end up being a very, very close range character. Which is fair, but also slow, relatively speaking. Hadouken! So it feels like, and this is with a range increase, he just feels slower than other characters that could clear faster or the same. Because it's like the spread of his abilities is not as good. And I have to be like right up close to do anything, so this I think is another issue. Like, I feel that numbers-wise, he's doing great. But the problem is not numbers, it's just like when Bunny has way bigger AoE, then you're inevitably being compared. You know, no matter how much people want to argue otherwise, yep, there's gonna be a problem. It's not that I mind the changes either, I don't really, but at the same time, it's like, I'm still, like, okay, look, let's say I want to speed farm this. Am I still gonna pick anyone other than Bunny or Ines? Like, the answer is no. You know? Like, he's okay, but I'm not, I mean, granted, yes, this is with 0 skill power, but I'm not, like, super impressed with the clear speed or anything, because the enemies don't wander. It's not like they wander happily into my fire. So, even if I'm critting constantly, right? Just as an example. Okay, so I'm doing something like this. and I'm getting consistent crits with my abilities and burning out all these enemies. Like, it's cool, but it's not like it's making me like super good, you know? I shoot the fireball, right? And the thing is that it's not like the mini fireballs automatically target enemies or things like that. No, they just fly and hit whoever. So I've got these flame zones temporarily. Like, it looks like a nice little burnout, but it actually won't be. Now, once I actually increase my skill power, of course, I will kill them in one shot. But is this really good? I am unsure. Okay, nope. Yeah, so Tommy, and it's always a happy Friday.
Bon appetit.
Rena is just Rena. This man will never be happy. Okay. Now, please do not take this as like a final result. This is only a basic test of Blair. So do take note that this is with 0% skill power. Any character with 0% skill power is not going to do very well. But I just want to see what his baseline could do.
Shields are dead. That's a nice burn. Damn. Yeah. It's pissing me off. Shields are dead. Damn. And swap. Level guard.
Just like that, out of ME2. Okay. Interesting.
That's a nice burn. Shields are dead. Level guard. Shields are dead. Damn it.
Oh, no, no, no. You leave me be.
Taste is gonna be killer.
Yeah, taste is gonna be killer, and I'm gonna get killed. Ah, save me.
Here. Flame on.
Fire on a fire enemy. Very unwise decision, clearly.
I'll torch it all.
I'm sure you will torch it all, Blair.
Hot. Hope it's delicious.
Okay, finally cooked Alzaroki.
Ah! Perfectly done. It's pissing me off. That's a nice burn.
Okay. Yeah, like, I feel if his projectile was just better compared to other characters that are similar, he just doesn't have a great projectile. So if he was getting that, you know, I think he'd do a lot better.
I'll torch it all.
Classic chef.
Enjoy your meal.
But considering I'm doing this with 0% skill power, okay, not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay. Fair enough, Blackout. I hope they also answer on the disconnect issues. But I have to say that Blair, overall not as thoroughly impressed as I should be. I would be more thoroughly impressed, but we'll see. Do any of these have machine gun on them? Because I would really like to slap machine gun on this. Guess I'll have to run around with the thunder cage for a bit. Okay, give me a second. Okay. Okay, before I come back to that, or I come back to horrifying Snowman Blair. Okay, I will need a reactor for this guy. Again, you want to come to Sigma Sector with me? I'm gonna Kyle for a little bit. Hey, Rena's there. Well, yes, you can stack flame zones, but the key thing is that you technically don't need to. With veteran tactics, you can actually cool down your fourth skill very fast, and of course, with proper skill multipliers, everything is good. But for me, the main issue is just the casting speed is so slow.
Don't you think?
Like, if I was in a team and there was a bunny, like, the bunny would just instantly annihilate everything, so there would be no need. And again, Ines would do the same thing. Of course, today's video will be about explaining the Ines situation and things like that, because I'm sure that somebody's still gonna flip the damn table, but hey, that is what they do. It is what it is, right? Also, I'm just gonna enhance Blair's reactor now. Where's Glay's reactor? Where is it? This is the one that I'm using. Okay. This is Glay's farming reactor. Let's max it out. Boom. And also, all things considered, I should probably go and construct some dimension analyzers. Let's go make 100.
If it's new research.
Research request. Demakarion analyzers. Go make 100. I'm probably gonna need more precise ion accelerators, so please make me 500. All my gold go bye-bye. That's okay. Hey, Troy. Oh my god, he's playing Jaber. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's pure evil. Alright, let's go. To Sigma Sector. Asian robot marched. Actually, since I only need one level of this. Yeah, okay, it's one level, it's fine. Let's go, Broken Boundary. Hey, Brandon. Yeah, casting animations would be a big boon if they actually came true. Okay. Sigma Sector is one of the best places to get reactors. That's why I like going there. It's good stuff. Also, welcome everybody to the show. Don't forget to like and share, and we'll have some fun. But yeah, Sigma Sector is a great place to get reactors, especially if you've got equipment drop rate modifier.
Reporting extreme
So if you got a gold equipment drop rate modifier, life gets pretty good.
Please proceed at your own discretion, but do not exceed your limits.
This is where the fun begins.
Total check. Shoulder check. Target sighted. Wraith awaiting launch orders. Flying over. Oh yeah. Shoulder check. That will never get old. Whee!
Can't escape.
Well, I played enough of the music last night. I don't think I'll play it again yet. Maybe later. With a bit of Blair. With a bit of Blair on a dare. Heading for the Farseer. Honestly, Kyle is doing better than Blair, at least in Sigma sector. Oh, there goes the enemy off the map.
Prepare yourself.
Oh, apparently sending them off the map didn't work. What a nerd. Okay, got him.
Reload.
Well, you can go test it, but I mean, the most efficient build's already there, so all you gotta do is use that, and you should be okay.
Can't escape.
Your choice though, pal. Okay, you got A, then I'm heading C.
Here I come. Prepare yourself.
Clear. Oh no.
Descendant, we've confirmed a large-scale Vulgus transfer. Attack their deployment point.
Can't escape.
Large scale Vulgus transfer, I'm bombing them all. Flying high.
Prepare yourself. Shields up. Can't escape.
Kyle is fun. He was the original Flyboy.
Here I come.
Captain Elias, deploying arcade.
Basically, you fly high, you bomb,
The original.
just have fun.
Can't escape. Here I come. Alert engaged. Prepare your shield. My shield is down. Charge. Collide. He's caught up guard.
Oh my.
Okay,
Mission
bombard.
complete. Transport inbound.
Oh yeah.
See you soon.
Now, any of these have machine gun? No, they do not. Okay. Again. May as well. Emotional damage. Give me 1 second to clear my inventory, because I do not need these. Yes, I'll be back to playing Blair in a second. I just need a reactor for him, so he can actually run around with some level of skill power. And we'll bum around the 400%, like the nerds we are.
This is HQ. Troops are on the ground. Transport is en route to
here we go.
standby position. Best of luck, Descendants.
Descendant, we've confirmed a large-scale Vulgus transfer. Attack their deployment point.
Prepare.
Flying high.
Here I come. Charge. Shields up. Time to end this. Can't escape.
Assault turret activated. Turret summoned.
Prepare yourself.
This is the ace in my hand.
Descendant, the transport has dropped a wide-ranged shaping charge on the ground. We need it to purify the void energy. Prime the detonator with your RK, then hit the detonation device.
Here I come. Can't escape.
The shield is down.
Here I go.
Shield destroyed. Gather here. Take this. Battle sequence now.
Just have to kill one more. Lol, there he is. Whee! Just trying to get a good reactor for Blair, then I can go burn with my new snowman. With my snow Blair.
Prepare yourself.
Assault turret activated.
Here I go.
Alright, Wraith awaiting launch orders. Standing by and dropping on enemies. Maximizing fun.
Prepare yourself.
Yeah, my new snow menace. Just to traumatize Arcane, but I don't have a reactor yet. I do. This is the old Kyle build from season 1. I may update it with arcade tuning, but yeah, it's pretty simple. It's just about maxing your cool. Now this is the farming build version, but it's just maxing your cooldowns and stuff. I guess I could post it early, but
Operating assault turret.
I do want to do it after I master the arcade tuning. I just don't have the time.
Reactivation sequence.
I'm just here temporarily, right? Get a machine gun reactor for Blair so I can actually start playing the damn Snowman.
Here I go.
But I will update Kyle build for you guys later. Many people are just interested in having some fun with him, so.
Time to hit.
Yeah, I'm flying over to bomb the other guy.
Turret activated.
Neckbeard! Where is he?
Turret summoned.
Oh, he flew over there.
Here I come.
Die, Neckbeard! That's right. That's right.
Shields offline.
Prepare yourself.
Okay, well, arcane tanks for me. I will just, I got this, yeah. Yeah!
It's caught up guard. Summoning turret.
Initiating bombing run.
Charge.
Shields offline.
Collide.
But fun factor wise, Kyle is definitely up there.
Caught up.
Like, I love the fact of how he sounds when he's bombing as well. It genuinely sounds like an aerial bombardment. It's kind of cool. Like, that's what I dig about him. Now, please tell me one of these has machine gun.
Extraction from operation
Okay,
zone
this one has
initiated.
machine gun.
Good work, Descendant.
Any of these that didn't get scrapped have machine gun? I just want to make sure. Okay, well, good thing I saved that one with machine gun. Okay, now I can go back to town, and I'll swap to Blair. The sound of Kyle's skills is good, that's for sure. It is quite nice. You hear like an actual airplane. Feels nice. Okay, now let's implant a reactor. And remember, Kyle can technically headbutt most enemies to death. Most. He can just oosh, and smack him in the head. Like a warrior.
If it's new research, I'm listening.
Okay, now let's implant the reactor. And then we'll go into the 400% with Blair. Okay, implant reactor. Here we are. This one we're gonna implant it with the machine gun mounting. Okay. Implanted! Now then, Arcane, are you ready for the Snow Blair? Snow Blair, yeah.
Yes.
It's time. The time has come and so have I. Okay. I know you want to build a Snow Blair. I know it.
No.
I mean, no. This is the way. This is what you need. Okay, now let's go build a Snow Blair. It is a slow cooker. You know, people say disrespect. What disrespect? It's true. This guy can't go fast. Okay, I'm gonna take my consumable. Where's my Descendant XP? I haven't used one of those in ages. Descendant XP gains for 5 hours. Let's go. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's go level up Blore. Blore. But anyway, he can feel as disrespected as he wants. I'm gonna disrespect him 3 times more. Because he deserves it. Blair is nothing more than a slow cooker. In fact, I'm quite certain Ajax might actually be faster. Mobbing wise. But I'm not gonna build Ajax now. Not now. At a later time, maybe. Alright, here we go. Boing, 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 boing. Kamehameha! Kamehameha! Boom. Kamehameha! Boom. Enjoy your meal, Arcane!
Cover here. I love it!
I love it! Yeah, the taste is gonna be killer! Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha ha ha! Ow.
Watch the floor! Shield? My shield is down. Yeah. I'll finish you off with this. Yeah.
Whee!
And voila! Let's kill her!
Burn heretics!
Yeah. It's cooking time! Ha 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 ha!
Well, to be honest, it's more like what was it? One of the Dragon Ball Z moves, like burning bomb or something. It's more like that than Final Flash. Final Flash was still technically a beam as well. Either that, or I can just go Shinku Hadouken.
Guessing they are.
Is your Jaber not dealing damage? I saw him take so long to kill that one guy with a gun. What are you even using, Arcane?
What gun am I using?
Yeah.
Using, well,
Bruh, how is... When? Your damage should be way higher with that gun. Unless it's unupgraded.
it's not fully done.
Yeah, fair enough. Use my build for it. You'll be fine. I hope it's delicious. Kaboom. Where? Oh, come on. Got interrupted just like that, huh? Just like that. Blair build coming soon? Technically, yes, but you'll see me build it live on stream anyway. Also, it's okay. It's an eye donut. Hadouken! Don't worry, the Snowman will show y'all how to be a real chef.
Operating assault turret. Let's kill her! Cover here. This is the 8 Burn, baby, burn! Yeah.
Hadouken!
Taste is gonna be killer.
I got you.
Left guard's kind of
Burn, baby, burn. Piss me off. How was that? Watch the floor. Damn.
Damn you, Elzaroki!
Pissing me off.
summoning assault turret.
Oh no. Well, that's not good.
Medical turret activated.
If you can kill Elzarok, you're all good.
Shield destroyed.
There you go. Now you can res me. Thanks.
Definitely pay you back.
That's a nice burn.
The thing is,
Summoning turret.
as much as I want to remain positive about like seeing more male characters out farming, I don't know if the effect's just going to be temporary because a lot of people are just going to be trying stuff out, which is fine, except for the fact that it needs to translate into, as I mentioned before, a consistent number of people staying and actually constantly playing those same male characters. If they do, then good. If they don't, it's a problem. Took 6 minutes on that. Damn. Alright, again. Just need the levels. I mean, you can cast it in the air and it still covers the ground, Osprey, but the range on it and the damage is low. So you can try and Spider Blair, but you're not going to deal any damage. That's the problem. The only one set of skills that really does damage is 3 and 4. Hence the issue. I don't think they're going to make any quick adjustments. That's the problem. Like, if I was them, I would have just buffed these guys to the 9s. Like, if I was going to take away Ines, no problem. Then Blair should literally have as much power as old Ines did. You might say, but that's ridiculous. Then people will still complain. Yeah, who cares if they complain? The point is power fantasy, right? I think they've lost their vision of when they first started this game. Their whole premise here was power fantasy. We're supposed to be able to have our power fantasy. This is not power fantasy. This is unpower fantasy. Which is not how the game's supposed to work. Hence the issue. Like, if it was me, I would have just absolutely buffed this thing to max possible level. And just said, like, well, okay, you know. Now it's Blair's turn in the spotlight. Or, like, Ajax's turn in the spotlight or whatever. I think Ajax did get a bigger buff, though. I do want to check that out. But at the end of the day, like, to me at least, that would have been the right way to do things. And just like that, random person on TikTok, easy mute for 24 hours.
Right. Enjoy your meal.
Left guard.
Shield is down. I love it.
Activating turret.
Flame on.
So even if I flame on here, right, look at how little damage they're taking. It's just not enough to actually kill anybody. Hence the problem. If it was constantly, like, strong enough to absolutely murder everybody, I probably wouldn't have an issue. But since it's not, it just seems lackluster overall.
Caught off guard.
I wouldn't say it's boring, it's just that it's not as overwhelmingly powerful as we've grown to expect. I think it's because so many of the other characters are all instantaneous casting. Whereas this guy's got projectile travel time to worry about, all that kind of jazz. It doesn't feel as good. Because by the time I cast this, you know, enemies already like literally run past me. The enemy's running faster, and he's casting this little fireball. So to me, at least, it's weird. Yeah, it's because they appeared around the bend, so it looked like they were upstairs, but they're actually down here. That sounds like an epic B movie, man. But no, I'm just wearing the snowman to traumatize Arcane, more or less.
I love it! It's cooking time! Enjoy your meal! Battle sword now. Good.
Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha.
Me off.
Shing. Shing. I am the unmeltable snow.
That's a nice bird.
Yeah, they didn't want to take power and fun away from the players, yet that's what they just did. While trying to give it back in other circumstances, but they didn't give it back enough. They should have realized that once you reach a certain standard, you can't just take it away. That's the problem, and that's exactly what they did. Because I get the ideology behind it, but I also know for a fact that nobody on the planet likes it when their toys are taken away. And that's not gonna go well for them, at least in my opinion.
I let my guard. Feel the heat? Shield destroyed. Shields are dead.
Die, Elzarok!
This is the ace in mine. Free him. Taste is gonna be killer.
Yeah, the taste is gonna be killer.
Burn, baby, burn. Come at me.
No.
Where are your turrets?
Pissing me off.
They were down. Couldn't get my other one down for distraction.
Let's play again.
Yeah. Do you have enough cooldowns on your build?
I'm working on it.
Nah, prioritize cooldown first. Even if survival's less, that's what I usually do so that I can get my skills out constantly. Because my Blair is unleveled as well.
Shield destroyed.
But you should at least have cooldowns first. That way you always have something.
Turret engaged. I like them well done. Reactivation sequence. Yeah. Knock yourself down.
Take you back to town first in case you need to modify. I mean, I'll be real with you, Ganon Hunter. It doesn't really matter whether you take a break or not. Not saying that you don't matter, but in general, for the devs, it's not gonna matter. It's the overall player base count. So if after today's patch, like literally by tomorrow, when it's the weekend, when we're starting to go into the weekend, if the player numbers don't increase like they normally do over the weekend, then yeah, we know that this is bad.
I DC'd.
Okay. I'll re-invite you once you're back in. Ajax, I do look forward to trying as well. I think it'll be a very interesting one to do. But that being said, I am most disappointed with Blair because unless they buff him again when Ultimate Blair is released, like in his current state, he is not going to be any faster. And no, I have my own sources. Steam charts is just one of them, FYI, because you have to take into account console players. But there has been a major dip across the board. That being said, there's also, like, part of the dip on console is also because Xbox players are having major disconnect issues. I don't know why they cannot play, or what the devs did to lock them out, because that's been an issue. Hey, George is on. I'm dance with this random Ines. Once you're ready again, we can go in, but you take your time. Just bum with this randomness. Oh, how dare you. Rude. How dare this person stop?
Oh my god, really? I got disconnected again.
Nah.
Why does this keep happening?
Dunno. Xbox issues.
Xbox? I ain't even on an Xbox.
I know. But Xbox issues are probably causing you issues.
And again.
LOL. Okay, maybe multiplayer is having problems right now. Could be. Okay, see if you can get in and play for a while without any issue. I'll go alone for a little bit, see what happens.
Been doing multiplayer. I've been doing the defense missions with people.
Okay. Could be cross-region then. We'll try again in a while. First, see if you can go in and be stabilized for a bit, then we'll try again later. I know, Matthew. I know. It is problematic. This is silly. I hope if they're gonna have disconnect issues after this patch, they better sort that shit out quickly. Because the whole purpose of this game is, I don't know, play with your freaking friends. And they finally make a patch where we can play male descendants with our friends. And ooh, look at this. Disconnections. I am most disappointed. The ultimate chef shall not forgive this grave injustice.
It's cooking time.
Yeah, it's a connection issue. I don't think uninstalling and reinstalling will fix it. It's just whatever they've done with their servers. I mean, I know they tried to cook with Blair, but I think they cooked their servers instead. Damn.
They did, man.
How was that?
I'll be right back.
Okie dokie.
Flame on. Case is gonna be killed. Shield for killer.
Give me power or give me death.
Watch the floor. Piss me off. Flame on. Ah! Looks like we're done. That's a nice turn.
Hadouken!
Bon appetit. Shields are dead.
Hadouken! Hadouken!
Hope
Aw.
it's delicious.
Dude, my fireball's hitbox is so weird.
Retrieval.
Just went off center. And there's just one guy left alive somewhere. I mean, the boost to electric condense is nice, but it's not changing much that it didn't already have before. So, I mean, I like it. Just kill it. Just helps her bossing time go up. I'm also liking the jump change. I do want to try that out a little bit more. The jump change was nice, and I do want to compare both. Yeah, sure, enjoy Ganon. Alright, Blair boy. Have some clairvoyance.
Shields are down.
Hadouken!
Hey! I left the guard. It's done. Here! Feel the heat? Watch the floor! Ha!
Kaboom. Then another one.
That's enough.
And another one. Oh, I got stuck. No.
I'll torch it all!
How dare they stop my motion.
Feel the heat? That didn't work. Yeah. Taste is gonna be killer. Ah!
I'm sure the taste is gonna be killer.
Prepping. Pissing me off. Shields are finished. It's cooking time. Damn. Ah. Ah-ha! Pissing me off. Here. Shields are finished.
Well, explosive life is not great anyway. Because you're still supposed to use guns in Purge. I was hoping Blair would be decent, but I think honestly, it may be better off for me to play Ajax than this. This is not so good. But that's exactly why, you see, like, people say they hate the CC in this dungeon. That's exactly why we played characters like Ines. So that we didn't have to deal with CC. It's just run through the dungeon, win. Heck, you can now play Bunny and do the same. But yeah, it's just annoying that they've done it this way. I actually think Keelan would be even better. Oh well.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, I didn't realize Alzarok was in front of me. Okay, that's terrible.
How was that?
No! Ziggy, check the patch notes video. You should already know what the buffs are. If you didn't, then go watch that now. You know the rules. You are an experienced RealAsianRobot watcher.
Left guard. Knock yourselves out.
You don't use a fusion reactor. You're better off with electric condense. Like, genuinely, you do way better with just electric condense. Aw, damn it. Blair's biggest problem is survival right now. Because I'm gonna have to play smart for this one. That's annoying.
I left my guard.
Okay, first clear the ads.
We are. Here. Taste is gonna be killer. Good. What's killer?
Yeah, Ajax got massive buffs in terms of his damage, which is why I think, you know, he might be a better choice. But since I started Blair, I'm going to see Blair through. You know, just see if he really is as bad as this. Because this guy's getting an ultimate next, but he's not good. Like, as much as the Blair enjoyers want to try and sell him to us, like, he's just not good. Like, why would I do this over Bunny, is my question. Yeah, he's not great. And, like, I'm just gonna say this honestly. Serena, when she was released, yeah, okay, OP character, but at the same time, when Serena was released, she could do everything that Blair could do, but better. So, what's going on there, you know? What was the great objective here? No, I wouldn't go total glass cannon either, because there's no point. Even if I did go total glass cannon, I'm still not getting any utility. So, for me, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, this is kind of a waste. Ganon Hunter, it really depends on your aiming level and playstyle. Like for me, if you can beam the weak point, Last Dagger is more consistent. If you cannot beam the weak point, then Ancient Knight is more consistent. It'll give you just more overall. At least Kyle can fly, right? It's like, Did you manage to resolve your disconnect, Arcane?
We'll see, I suppose.
I suppose. Wild.
Feel the heat? I'll torch it all! Shield protect. It's cooking time! Watch the floor! Ha! Piss me off.
Ultimate Blair mods will probably be better. I can hope so. But it is very, very annoying. And you see, because of his lack of AoE, right? All it takes is just one guy surviving there. That was the problem that Freyna and Ines literally solved. So, if they're saying Freyna doesn't break the flow of gameplay, then the Ines nerf doesn't break the flow of gameplay either. But Blair is still not up to snuff. Hell, like a lot of people are saying Ajax might be way better than this. So, I actually think I'd rather be playing Sharon.
Hope it's delicious.
Especially with arcade tuning now. This is very discouraging. Sharon didn't receive any buffs or changes, so whatever she could do, whatever you think she does now, she was already doing before. Just, I want to be straight about that. She didn't receive any changes, so it's not that she's an absolute monster now. She could do things before, it's just that other characters were better. And just so you know, Ines still outclasses Ultimate Sharon in terms of speed. But I am saying this, and I want to be completely factual, guys. RK3 did not make her a monster either. She's still literally just the same. But the thing is that in comparison to Blair, yeah, she's gonna be better, obviously. But in comparison to like the faster farmers, she's still just, again, want to be straight with my audience, she still loses out. FYI. That's why I won't say anybody's like that good or things like that, because you gotta be factual in all situations, no matter what. As much as you might like a character, facts are facts. Like, I know that there's many people out there that like Blair, but this is slow. Like, if you address the facts, Blair is slower than Keelan when it comes to farming, and FYI, Keelan can do more damage. So this is just sad. I don't know. I feel like speed is the most important thing, and Blair just doesn't have it. Like, he's a cool character and all. I like what he offers, but it's just not fast. That's no good.
Bon appetit! Ah!
One Young? What are you even talking about?
Yeah! Knock yourself down! Ha 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 ha! Ha! That's a nice burn! I left the guard down. Ah, ha, ha, ha!
Yeah, you can, but she still will not be comparable. That's the problem, Incredulous. I'm not denying that she has some skills, but again, facts are facts. She's just not as good as many of the other farmers. So still pretty good, but not as good, is all I'm saying. I would have liked it, actually, if they made Ultimate Sharon's range a bit better. Like, I feel like if they doubled the range on her daggers, so that when expanded, it could properly AoE hit the area, that would have been such a boon. Like, to me, that's all she needs. If she wants to compete, the problem is that her daggers, and much like Blair, again, it's also that his flame zones have very limited range. So even though the fireball is spreading them out, I'm not getting the same kind of range kill that I would on other characters, which is where the problem lies.
It's cooking time!
If I could acquire the same level of range that other characters have, like, this would be no problem at all. That's my current only gripe. Like, if just that one thing was fixed, life would be so good.
Pissing me off. How was that?
I think it's because, to an extent, everybody likes their main character and wants their main character to be good, but I think a lot of folks have forgotten that, just much like in real life, you don't make something better by making somebody else worse. I think that the way to go is to raise everybody up. Rising tide should lift all boats, not sink some and just to make others better, to look better by comparison. No, rising tide should and must lift all boats. At least that's the ideology that I was taught, and that's the ideology I grew up with. I feel that that's the way to go. But what has been done here is the opposite, which is why I think a lot of people are annoyed about it, and it's why a lot of people are pissed off about it. Because don't forget, some people did spend, as silly as it is, yes, I get it, you know, I never would. But some people did spend real dollars, and, you know, Magnum Studios, even if they don't give those people a refund, they're going to have to deal with the fact that these people are going to want a refund because their real dollars did not stretch as far as they thought, and they also purchased a good that was later changed from its intended purpose. It can get very sticky when you're talking real money. All right, they have protection, obviously, because, you know, it doesn't matter whether the person spent real money since the good that they purchased can be acquired for free. So they made a choice in that matter, so they don't have to give a refund or anything. But overall, it's just not a wise decision, at least in my opinion. I think somebody else mentioned, Mville, that somebody else mentioned that it would be nice if Blair's first skill by default had the Transcendent module where you just cast it out instead of it being below you. You can do that song for Justice, but the damage is still too low. Cooldown on Ines is fine. FYI. I will explain it today in my video. Ines is still the fastest farmer. And she has no trouble clearing this in 2 minutes. Is it as good as before? No, but she can still do it. Way faster than any of these guys can. Once you understand the skill set, it's very easy to work with. And again, look, you can apply Blair's flame zones by flying in the air or doing whatever. Like, it doesn't really matter, but the problem is, even if you're doing that, you're still not covering the whole area. his range is a massive problem. So you can go floor as lava mode, but overall, he still underperforms, and that's my main issue here. Because it doesn't matter how cool I am by flying in the air, I'm still too slow. And he is, unfortunately, if we go by the facts, 4 minutes slower than Ines. That's not right. How powerful is the cook? Absolute garbage, in my opinion. Because Keelan can do this in 3 minutes. And that is, you know, with less powerful AoE skills. Blair is a slow cooker. His skills look cool, but no matter how much you apply, the damage of his flame zone is still low. So you're still getting like a weakened AoE kind of guy. Like, sure, my fireball is powerful, but that's all I've got. And without veteran tactics, I can't continuously cast a fireball, because the cooldown on it is 120 seconds, which is more than Ines's 90 seconds. You know, and the range is smaller. It's not like it's going to spread like Freya's Contagion. So, yeah. Your skill range only maximizes at 250, even if you increase it to max, right? You can have 11 cats, but you're still going to be slower, dude. I dare you, do this in 2 minutes. You can't. You can't beat the fastest farmers in the game, so that's not going to help at all. Whatever you do with Blair, he's too slow. Look at the casting speed of this. What Ines can do with that is a lot faster. That's the problem. I want characters to be brought up to the expected level. Like, sure, this is fun, but it's slow. So anybody that values their time is not going to be playing Blair. That's what I'm annoyed about, because his ultimate is coming soon. I want players to enjoy his ultimate. Whether you have more range or not, the maximum range that I can get, because I've already got skill expansion in here, if I put in another 50% range, then the range on this, just so you know, it gets another minor 50% increase, which is from 3.5 meters, I'm going to get another 1 meter out of this, which does not increase my AoE very much. So no matter how you slice it, this man cannot do what any of the other characters can do. That would solve a lot of problems, Killua. Like, I agree with that. Like, give his his flames, right, should, you know, cause like an explosion so that we can have the same AoE that like Freyna does, because otherwise Blair, who is intended as a farming character, you know, it just doesn't do anything. It's just not enough. Like, no matter how people want to slice it, you can say you're experienced with Blair, but I am the most experienced builder in this game. There is nothing that I do not know about, which is why I'm like looking at this, I'm like, this is just sad. I get it, with more catalysts I can do more, but overall, even if I expand his range further, and I can get that through his RK tuning tree as well, so I don't necessarily need another mod. I can up his damage further with crits, but he's just underperforming by a drastic amount.
Watch the floor. Knock yourselves out.
I would prefer a volcano eruption as well, like something to really signify like, hey, I'm a god of fire, you know? Yeah, of course, Ray. I haven't changed it. The only thing I'm going to update is the RK tuning, dude. You'll notice that most of the updated builds I posted are literally because people keep asking, oh, is this the same build? Is this the same build? Modules never change. Modules never need to change because it's literally just the same build, no matter what. They need to increase Blair's base range. If they do that, he will become a god. If I can shoot one fireball and cover this whole area, then that would be what I need. I mean, even if we say that he's a chef and he's got no experience fighting, that's just wrong, man. Like, he's supposed to be a combat chef. And he's also an arsonist. Imagine only farming Ines now. You missed out the best part of her power.
Pissing me off. That's a nice burn.
Yeah, I'm spirit bombing them, but the spirit bomb is nothing like freaking Goku's spirit bomb. If this was Goku's spirit bomb, it would be a lot easier. Like, the burn damage is just not enough. If I had just more range, more burn damage, oh, he could do so much more. Like, the slower casting speed could be offset by the sheer range of your skills, which is what I want. I feel like everything that he does should apply the flame zones. Whether it's the flamethrower or whatnot, because that would be the correct way to do things. At least in my opinion. Of course, people could always tell me I'm wrong, but I want Blair to be good. His ultimate's coming out soon, and this is not anywhere near what I expected.
Enjoy your meal. Retrieval. How was that? Perfectly done. Watch the floor. Feel the heat? That's a nice burn. Damn. I left the guard down. Flame on.
Well, John, I covered everything in my patch notes video. So yes, there have been Ines nerfs, there have been cooldown nerfs, and all that kind of stuff. Please do check the patch notes video. Unfortunately, if you want the full details, please do that. You know the rules here. You're an experienced Asian robot watcher. You know I'm just gonna tell you, catch that. Look, however you're feeling, you better catch the patch notes video. All right. I'm not gonna give anybody a shortcut. There's no pass here. Everybody follows the same thing. And your build did not get wasted. If you were following my build perfectly, there is no problem. In fact, I'm going to have a video today showing people how to adapt to the change. All right. So if you're not using my build, then that's problem number one. But I've said it before. All right. I will stick to facts. No overreactions, no major problems, none of that. We're going to stick solely to facts. I will have a video today talking about those facts, but please go and check the patch notes video. You should know that by now. The one thing I dislike the most, and you should know this, John, is somebody coming here and asking me something that I've already put in a video for you guys. You know the rules. And Finnegan, I feel the same way. Something to give Blair more viability would be good. And Ganon, she is not C or D tier, okay? Please, guys, do not speak misinformation. I get your feelings on the matter. But Ines is very much still the best farmer in the game. I have proven that. If you guys are unsure, then wait for my video today, and I will show you everything that you need to know. But do not make snap judgments, and certainly do not spread the ideology that she's B, C tier, whatever, blah. She is not. I said it yesterday clearly on stream, okay, and I told you guys the only thing that suffered was PvP. Alright, she is still literally the fastest farmer in 400%, which means she outclasses almost everybody else. Let's stick to facts, guys. If we want this community to be respected, if you want this community to be a place where people can get information, then that means all of us have the same duty. Whatever your feelings on the matter, all right, you gotta stick to facts. Okay, facts do not change. Opinions, you can have them, but facts are facts. And if the facts say one thing, then your opinion is relevant. Okay, so let's please, guys, we should stick to facts. Otherwise, people are just going to look at us and say, these guys are just a bunch of whiners. You want people to say that about us? Because you know we're not. We focus on the truth. Yes, that is unfortunately true. Line of sight is a big issue, Carlos, but there are ways to get around it, ways to deal with it. And for the most part, it's not a problem for your regular gameplay, but it will only be a problem in PvP. And again, I'll happily highlight that. I will show everything in my video.
Yeah. Hope it's delicious.
Well, again, John, why are you making your own build? You should only be following the builds that I put out. It's your choice if you want to make your own, but you can't complain because at the end of the day, nothing is more efficient than a robot build. If you choose to do something that is inefficient, that is literally a personal choice you're making. You know, so you can't say my build went to shit like you weren't using anything efficient in the first place. You have to use the best build. And comparisons can only be made with the best build, therefore it is whatever I put out. I would suggest following that. If someone has a better build, then sure, they could use that, but most of the time, if they had a better build, they wouldn't be complaining. Makes sense, right? Random dude on TikTok. Anyone who's using my build literally felt no difference with Ines for most activities, and we proved and showed that yesterday as well. And again, I'll happily prove and show the video. So please do not make judgments based on what you feel. You can be as stubborn as you like, John, but at the end of the day, if you choose, like I told everybody, you can make a choice. Use a robot build, or do whatever you want and be inefficient. Ball's in your court, man. Well, yeah, basically, like I said yesterday, VEP is the only real change for Ines. I told everyone that. Anybody that's whining about anything else is a moron who refuses to accept facts. In which case, I really don't care to consider their opinion anyway, because it would be irrelevant.
I love it.
Nah, Carlos. The lightning ball was always supposed to target the nearest enemy. It only bounces back to Ines if there's no enemy to hit. So this is the correct way that it's supposed to operate. A lot of people didn't read the skill descriptions, didn't understand any of them, but if you actually read them, the ball is functioning as it's supposed to function. The problem is that now that they've removed terrain, you have to be aware of enemy positioning rather than just your own. Because if it so happens, like you said, that there's terrain between two enemies, it will prioritize the enemy as it was meant to do, and it will therefore bounce and cancel. Which it was always meant to do. Forgive me for saying this, John, but I'm gonna stick to facts. There were very few builds that were good outside of mine, because you cannot beat something that is perfectly optimized. And that's what we do here. We perfectly optimize builds because it's designed to be the best for whatever situation you encounter. You can have builds that are more specialized, it's true, but what we do here is perfect optimization. So there's literally nothing anybody can do to make something more optimized than what I already have. People can try, but it'll just never work out. Unfortunately, Carlos, that's just an additional complexity that needs to be worked out, and I don't think they even have the programming skill to do that. Considering the fact that they already couldn't do basic math, like, you really think they've got the programming capabilities to make it so that the multiple balls that Ines fires are gonna smart target enemies? Like, I don't think so. They're not gonna be able to do that. I do not have an updated Blair build. We're trying and building him live right now. There was never a Blair build on my channel. Only a basic one initially in Season 0 to help people farm the Void Shard fragments. Because Blair was a free fire character that everyone could get. Now that Void Shard fragments farming was no longer needed, I never bothered updating. I'm literally working on a Blair build right now. But even so, I am aggressively disappointed because he's just slow. If you go purely on a factual basis, this guy does nothing that other characters aren't already doing and doing better. KT, just follow the build that I put out. You don't need to know anything else. There is nothing you can do to make things better, so please take note of that. If it's not in my build, don't even think about it, don't worry about it. You'll save yourself time. You can try if you want, by the way, if you're unsure or you're just worried that maybe I don't have all the best options. Okay, here's what you do. You try your stuff. You try your stuff, you try out whatever, then you compare the kill time to my build, and you see what happens. If the kill time is comparable, then fine. If the kill time is not comparable, then you know not to waste time in future, right? But whatever the case is, guys, please stick to facts, alright? Well, that's all I ask. If you stick to facts, life is a lot more pleasant for everybody. Because no matter what, I get it. I know that things are not always ideal, things are not always the best. But if we don't stick to facts and we just like whine, complain, or, you know, worse still, we make untrue statements that could potentially be misinformation, then that just, you know, makes us as bad as everybody else out there. And we don't want that.
Haste is gonna be killer.
Well, why aren't you farming bosses then?
Torch it all.
You can just dedicate an entire play session to doing it. Which is very, very easy. You can do it while watching stream.
Flame on. Watch the floor.
Damage is fine. It's his speed that's the problem. Because his area of effect is very small. Even if you max out his range expansion, right? He still doesn't go as hard as a lot of other characters. Like, I'm waiting to add a bit more range to him, which would be absolutely awesome. And damage-wise, he has no issues, but yeah, his range, casting speed, all that, no good. So that's his biggest issue right now. Like, once he has that, it's fine. But because he does not have that right now, he is unfine. Hello, Dragon Panda. That, honestly, Supreme would be the correct thing to do, and we've already mentioned it multiple times before. Even before this buff, I'd already given 2 suggestions for Blair, which were never utilized. I don't know why they were never utilized, but I did give 2 suggestions. Suggestion number 1, oh, sorry, let me just rename this tree so I know what it's for. But I'd already given 2 suggestions about Blair, which, you know, I don't know why it was never taken on board. But here are the facts, as we always say. His cooldown on his 4th skill is 120 seconds. Why? All other descendants don't have this. If they reduced it to 70 seconds, which would be reasonable for him, fine. Then, number 2. The other big problem is that his range is so much smaller than a lot of the other descendants right now. Why is that the correct way to do? I'm using cooldowns for now, John. But if you're confused and you don't know what to build, then you can wait until my build comes out, if it does come out at all. If it's too inefficient, I won't bother with it.
Knock yourselves out. Good.
There'll be a video today addressing Ines, but you don't need a new build. It's the same old build. She's still very efficient. I'm going to speak on the facts and all the issues today because, number 1, I don't know why nobody tuned into yesterday's stream where I went through everything already, explained all the changes already. Nobody tuned in yesterday, alright? They want to ask questions today instead, which is, I don't know why. And number 2, everybody's overreacting. Yes, there was a nerf. Yes, there are problems, but they can all be resolved. So if anyone is unsure, please wait for my video today. As I've said multiple times today, just wait for the video, or you should tune into yesterday's stream where I addressed it as the first thing on my stream. This is why please do not miss streams, guys. No, truly deadly arson does absolutely nothing. It is a garbage tier weapon. I'm gonna build it at some point just for mastery, but it is not useful at all.
It's cooking time. How was that?
I'm a smart mouth punk? Well, you are banned from my channel, so have fun.
Bon appetit.
Now then, anyone else want to raise any objections? Because I will throw you straight out.
I bet you're feeling the heat.
Okay? The content has literally already been made for you guys, and it's already there to help you guys. There should be no confusion. But you guys have to put in the legwork and actually watch the content. If you don't do that, unfortunately, that's on you.
Feel the heat?
Because think about it this way. If I'm covering the same thing day after day, stream after stream, we make no progress because every single time everybody will be asking the same questions again and again and again. And that's not fair to other people that might have other things they want to see, other things they want to learn. So, if anyone wants to call me a smart mouth punk, that's fine. But at least be smart and tune into the content that's out there. I mean, literally did it all for you guys. Blair's build will be good, but it won't be fast. That's the problem. I'm gonna tell you guys right now that he is still garbage tier in comparison to any of the farmers. And if it takes me doing a entire chart just to show this, then I will, but at the same time, I'm gonna warn you guys now, it's not gonna be a good situation. You are not gonna have a lot of fun. Because the fastest cooldown that you can get is still gonna make his fourth skill 12 seconds. 3 seconds slower than an S. Remember that. That's no good for anybody. If they increase his casting speed and range, Blair would be perfect. So I'm hoping they'll do that. I'm praying they'll do that before Ultimate Blair releases, because if he releases in this current state, I don't foresee a lot of use for him. No. Considering how slow he is, like, he's already dying in a 400%, which would never happen to Ines or Bunny, so I don't foresee him being very useful in Purge. I'm sure many people want him to be good, but in his current state, he is weak. I mean, I'm gonna farm Ultimate Blair for XP, but I don't know if I'll even, like, unless his Transcendent modules are super good, I'm not so sure if he's gonna be, like, awesome. So we'll have to wait and see what his Transcendent modules do. If they make his Transcendent modules, like, super awesome, then absolutely, you know. No worries on that. I'll happily use that stuff. Kind of like how Ultimate Sharon's Transcendent modules made her pretty darn good. Like, yeah, okay, fair enough. That could be the case. But his base kit sucks. And I'm not happy with that. I think he needs to be better. Even if they're using Viessa as the standard, Viessa can do this faster. So, not quite sure what's going on there. Because Viessa would smoke the bosses instantaneously. Yeah, like, he is so far below the baseline that, like, bro, what the hell?
That didn't work.
You want my advice, John? Hurry up and build a gun character, because skill-based characters can no longer clear void erosion fast. So you're better off just building Serena before a nerf and getting up to stage 30. I mean, you can be stubborn if you want, but that's only going to hamper your own gameplay. And by the time everything is corrected, you're going to suffer at the end. But choice is yours. Can't be worse than Jaber? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We don't know for sure yet. I haven't played Jaber yet. But SMO is looking a bit more viable, to be honest. Hell, Kyle is looking more viable. Ajax is looking more viable too. But the fact that this guy's skills can be interrupted is already a major, major downside. The verticality, oh my god, why? I tell you, if Jaber ends up better than Blair, it's gonna be quite upsetting. Like I said, Viessa is already, like, completely outclassing this. So if they're gonna say Viessa Valby is the standard, then make Blair as good as Valby at least. Yep. Well, guns are the only way to go because of the reduction for skill damage. As I've mentioned multiple times before, the skill damage in Void Erosion Purge is reduced for all characters. The only reason Ines could do well was because Ines had, although her skill damage was relatively low, she could cast a lot. Now that her casting is slower and cooldowns are lower, that's why she's suffering, and that's why she's not as good. The headbutt, you missed yesterday's stream where we tested the headbutt. It's pretty good. But if you missed it, then, well, there you go. Nothing much you can do about that. If you missed it, you missed it. Man, if Jaber is like better than Blair and Blair is like the worst character now, then I'm gonna be very sad. Because I know for a fact that Ajax is doing very decently right now. I've actually put him on my list already. Kind of excited to see what Professor Oak can do. And he does have some pretty cool armor, not gonna lie. That's like, I want the chef guy to be good. Because he's been shafted for so many damn seasons. It's just not cool.
I'll be back.
Take your time. Yeah, I've heard that Ajax is good. I definitely want to try him out. And I probably will next week. Because it sounds like a good time. He's not that great. Honestly, like, I don't see a way to make him that great. Even if I was playing in a team, I don't foresee my abilities being that good. It's also the insane CC here. For some god-awful reason they decided, yes, this bunch of Legion of Darkness guys, which are known for fire, should somehow have the CC of ice. Which is the whole reason why this entire area is normally run by Bunny. You zap everybody as soon as they come down, they can't CC you. But every other character has to deal with it. So it's like, bruh. Not like we can see cover either.
That's enough.
I think a lot of the time people forget the whole reason speed running happened was because it was kind of ridiculous to deal with enemies like that. Like, if you want a challenge, sure, but I mean, people got limited game time. They're not going to spend all their time just getting CC'd for no reason. Legion of Darkness is resistant to fire, yes, but it doesn't matter because my damage is enough to kill them in one shot. The problem is I'm not reaching enough of them, see? My attack is killing them in one shot, but I'm not hitting enough of them. That's the problem. Well, you see, John, that's where people need to stand up and fight. Like, when people whine that something is overpowered or too fast or whatever, we should just slap them down and say, just go play something else. If you want something, if you want challenge, go play Elden Ring. Because otherwise, then yes, all the S tier builds will be nerfed. I mean, Serena's already on the chopping block, based on what the directors have said, because she's outperforming the bench line. I think what these devs fail to understand is that bench lines should not change. And is that bench lines should change over time. Alright, nobody wants the same thing over and over. So when a new character comes out, it's OP. Yeah, everyone's gonna have fun with that because that's how gaming works. Does it create a little bit of the whole flavor of the months situation? Yes, but again, who's complaining? Is it not making them profits? Because I'm pretty sure it is. If they make it so that people have to constantly fear that their new favorite character that is super awesome on release is going to get nerfed instantaneously, then they're going to lose customers. I said it before. Can I adapt to the change? Of course I can. I'm a robot. Not going to be a problem for me. But will this affect final profits? Are they going to be able to keep Nexon happy? Because the ones that they have a duty to are their big daddy that's investing in them. Alright, no matter how you slice it, Nexon is big daddy. And if they don't keep big daddy happy, big daddy pulls the plug. And although people have said that, oh, but they didn't pull the plug on some of their older games and whatnot, what makes you so sure that it won't happen here? I think that a lot of people right now, based on what I've heard from the chat yesterday, they are all pretty much of the same mindset. And that means that they're just not going to be spending anymore, which is fair. And if people don't intend to spend, then they will just be the ones hurting at the end. So they'll have to either backpedal on the issue or change their mindset. Okay, back again at level 1. Oh yeah, this is painful. This is very, very painful. And welcome, Savage. And Blackout, S tier don't need to be overpowered. Unfortunately, I have to disagree with that statement. And the only reason I'll say that is because, look, people are playing this game for power fantasy. In fact, the devs themselves, when this game first came out, they said they wanted players to find overpowered builds and lean into the power fantasy. What happened there? They started listening to the whiners. What does it matter if somebody's overpowered? Many people have already said this. This is a PvE game. Does me being overpowered hamper somebody else's game? Unless I am literally walking into public and doing shenanigans like that, and in which case you're in public, everyone has a right to be in public, then what does it matter? Unfortunately, Savage, they already tried that. They tried balancing through content, i.e. void erosion purge, and what happened? People cried even more. So it's impossible to satisfy everybody, which is why I feel that they should just take a stance and go with it. If they want this game to be a power fantasy, then every character is overpowered. Every character needs to be absolutely strong in their own right. Underperforming characters are brought up, and then content needs to continuously be challenging for the player. All right, if they can do that, they'll have no problems. If they don't do that, then that's where they'll have problems. I too have seen companies fail, big companies, because of nerfs. I hope that won't happen here. But again, it's a bit too early to tell. We'll have to look at it like after a few days, like maybe next week, we can check in on the numbers again and see what the final result is. But for the time being, I have to say that Blair is not doing good. He is not where I want him to be at. So I'm going to swap over to Ajax. Yeah, finally, it's time for me to play Ajax. What does Ajax actually use? I believe it's tech. Cool. I believe Ajax uses tech, right? So we'll just put on some tech. If Ajax uses tech, oh yeah, okay. Ah, but expulsion is dimension. So he would need a dimension-based reactor? And 3% of my defense also gets taken as additional damage, but I don't need to worry about that, do I? Okay. First, I'm going to save this. Mid-air maneuvering, that's the first start. Let's take a look at all of Ajax's transcendent modules. Okay. This reduces void charges skill power, but he still has a max expandable range of 300%, which is nice. Okay. Okay, so that's the first. Let me just level up all his transcendent modules and we'll see what Ajax can do. Well, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's no, like I said, there's no right or wrong answer, but the devs themselves will have to, in my opinion, take a look at their profit model and see what's going on. Okay. Now let's remove this. Let's take a look at his base kit. So his base passive gives him more cooldown reduction up to 20%. Very interesting. So when he has maximum void energy, he will he gets more cooldown reduction and explosive attack increase. That's pretty cool. All right. Grants the leap enhancement effect. Okay. Now what'll this do? Void barrier becomes portable, so I can now move with it. Okay, what's the original cooldown? I see. Well, I'll just max it out anyway.
Welcome to the modules lab.
Let's spend all my gold and waste it all. Why? Because that's what I am. That's the man that I am. Life barrier, okay. Okay, first of all, save that. What does this do? This changes everything. Alright. Increase your maximum hit points, defense, shield, increase, explosive attack increase. But no more cooldowns. Okay, so this would just changes the amount of energy that every skill receives. Okay. but no more cooldowns. Okay, let's max out body enhancement too,
Hey there. What can I help you with?
just for fun. Skill cooldowns and skill costs increase. Ah, okay. So without this, the cooldown was lower. Got it. So that's the downside. Modifies expulsion to grant buff. Void walk to be stackable. Well, we already have void charge, void expulsion. Expulsion would be a stackable skill. Okay. Let's try this. What does this do? Makes this a stackable skill. Does it change stack cooldown? Oh, it really does make the cooldown less. Okay. So the void charge, base cooldown 20 seconds. This base cooldown is 15 seconds. Void charge would change this to 10 seconds. And it increases my damage proportionally with defense. But does it change the overall computation? It does not. So without that, my skill power modifiers are still pretty good. I kind of like the extra skill power because without this, this thing is stuck on like 20 seconds. So void charge is good. Okay, I think we can go with void charge first, but I'm gonna also max out void expulsion just to learn.
Ask me anything about modules.
Okay, time to learn. If I enhance this, then what do I get? Okay, fully enhanced. This will just change this cooldown to that. But it also enhances my sub attack, which I don't need. So let's start with void charge. This gives me a double monkey mode attack. Okay, and now we are going to start with the usual increased hit points. So increased HP is always the first. And since I get some of my defense as attack as well, we will have... Never mind, let's not worry about that first. Nimble fingers and I believe enemy conversion. Okay, that's a good start. This takes my cooldown down to 3.7 seconds, which is pretty awesome. Then Ajax is non-crit. He is a non-crit based character as far as I know. Yes, okay, he's a non-crit based character, so we're going to use 0 cooldown whatevers. We can use... How much cooldown do I need? Can I make do... Based on the current set, what if I put in the Hunter Auxiliary? Or, better still, I could put in something like this, and then here I put in... Where are you? That's already in there. The Hunter set also has defense. Something like that. My hit points would go down, which is fair. But I would have higher defense to therefore give me a bit more power. What does it do? It's just a minor damage increase, I guess, but I could get cooldowns and extra duration. Do I need duration? None of his skills realistically function off of duration. So I don't really need the extra duration, do I? In which case, the smart thing to do would be to use the first one here. Let's give him some seriously maximized power. So something like that to give him survival. Then here, we're all good on this. I want as much defense as possible. Don't really need an MP recovery modifier, so let's give Ajax something like this. This way he's got cooldowns and defense. Still plenty of hit points in between. Okay. Bellissimo. Now we save this, and we're gonna need another preset slot, so whatever. Purchase. I'll save the preset as this old man. Okay. Rename this to farming. Okay, right. Range. His range can go up twice. So we're gonna need skill expansion and maximize. Then, oh, he doesn't even have an energy activator. Here you go, Ajax. Have one. Okay, great. I can also introduce another. Let's see. Focus on non-attribute. Yep. Can I go put another slot in here? Okay, then these two skills are different, tech and dimension. So that's not going to help me, is it? I need something that'll up my damage. But to what do I owe the pleasure? Okay. Haven't used this in a while. This'll work. 2 seconds is more than enough cooldowns. I do not need anything further than that. Then the rest can be for other skills. So, okay. This actually gives me a lot of leeway to play around. Even with maximized range. I could use, in order to counteract maximized range, which really doesn't matter, I can do some other shenanigans. Okay. The only downside is that I have to choose a reactor, and since I already have a tech-based reactor, either way, he gets more cooldowns from his passive, so that's totally fine. It really doesn't need a lot. Guess I'm gonna buff his hit points up to the 9s. I could also further increase his defense to increase his power. I will test that in a while, like at a later stage, but this is enough for now. Okay, I have an idea about this. Let's see whether or not it works. Right. Okay. Monkey mode engage. Now, considering this is Ajax, I'm guessing... Do I have anything that can increase defense? Well, I want something that can restore MP here. Density. Okay, this is max MP. Defense is increased through recovery orbs, so nothing I can do there. Antibody explosion might be alright. I don't really need the extra skill cooldowns. Enhanced focus rounds is probably the best bet. So since I'm using Secret Garden to jump around, chill focus rounds. That should work. Okay. All right, Ajax. You will now have the dubious honor of jumping directly into combat. Let's give him a little trial run and see what happens. Okay. Test number 1. The question is, better than Blair or worse than Blair? Let's find out.
You're next. Let's go. Sheep. Stop.
For what it's worth, this is kind of hilarious. I'm literally monkeying around.
Take this.
Well, his range is good. I'll say that much.
Let's go.
Like the fun factor.
Stop.
It's not like his skills are super good, but at the same time, it's not horrifying either.
Offline.
And the AoE is respectable. A bit harder to control, but I mean, as long as you roughly know where you're supposed to land, you can also do something like this.
Let's go. You're next. Take this. Let's go. Yeah.
Is this all I'm supposed to do? Like just literally monkey mode around? Okay, cool. The AoE is very nice. So AoE wise, he's doing really good. Yep, okay, there you go. Out of my way.
Shields are offline.
Whack.
Charge.
It's...
Down.
Yeah, it's...
Charge.
I'm gonna need empty collector.
Shields are down. They need to be recharged. Back away.
Because the biggest problem he's gonna encounter is just
You're
MP.
next.
Literally MP is the only problem.
Charge. No chance. Shields are offline. Out of it. Let's go.
Grandpa's back to stop some Vulgus. Yes. Yep. I have to agree with it. He is very, very cool. I mean, going purely from power level, he is pretty fast. I'll have to see the final clear time, but yeah, this is pretty fast.
Stop. Shields are offline. Charge. We cannot back down. Stop.
Thing is, he's gonna need a very, very strong gun.
Shields are
Because
down.
if he does not have a strong gun, yeah, he gets into trouble real quick. So I would say that that is probably his biggest issue. Like, you're gonna need a very strong gun to deal with the bosses. Because as much as he can mob, he doesn't have a big hitter. Like, that's his biggest deal right now. He doesn't have a super big ultra killer type weapon. Of course, you can always use the secret garden for this, and from a defensive perspective, he can literally just shield. So he gets a bit more utility than Blair, that's for sure. But he does still suffer on
Charge! Shields are down. They need to be recharged. Watch out! Reload.
oh man. I mean, you could use last dagger, yeah. This is hand cannon type, so I may as well just use malevolent. I'll just pull out malevolent instead. But yeah, if this is his only weakness, then I would say that this guy is in a much better situation than frickin' Blair. Because what's to stop me from just pulling out malevolent, you know, and just absolutely breaking heads with it? Because malevolent is just gonna absolutely sort out any of these guys instantaneously.
This.
Because yeah, if bossing is his only issue, yeah, pretty much just I can go malevolent.
You're next. Shields are down. They need to be recharged. Let's go.
Because no matter what the situation is, I can literally just be safe and shoot and never die. Okay. Still 6 minutes though. Like, his farming is nowhere near, but I think I have the right idea now. No, his fourth does not, at least as far as I'm aware. I can double check for you. But he does give extra explosive attacks, so realistically you could just pull out a launcher as well. The extra explosive attack is 60% if you max out his void stuff. Let me just double check. Only the enhanced barrier gives that, but yeah, with enhanced barrier plus, but it would not be so good for launchers because this one, if you have the maxed out energy, you're getting 60% on the launchers. So if we use a launcher with an extendo, it is quite possible that you can create a very, very dangerous Ajax. No, you're right. But it's just not worth it if you're gonna go launcher. If you're gonna use firearms, then by all means, I'm gonna abuse that. But mobbing wise, he's okay.
Shields are offline. Back away.
Biggest danger is just Sempi.
Get ready. Watch out. You're next. Let's go. You're next.
What I'm gonna do this time around is I'll create like an enhanced barrier, essentially, and using the enhanced barrier in the final fight, I'll see if I can kill the boss faster. Because my monkeying around like this is not gonna kill it, but if I stand inside the barrier,
Shields are down. You need to be recharged. Get ready.
oh my god, there's just that one enemy left. Keelan is not OP. He's still slower than Bunny and Ines. He's stronger now, but I wouldn't say he's OP at all. I'm very happy that you guys are having fun with these characters, but I would like to stick to facts. Anyway, Lawbreaker, I hope you're doing good. But yes, I will do a table comparing farming times using the most optimized builds for every character. And I can certainly say that Keelan is nowhere near OP. He's good though. Like, I'm very happy with his buffs, but he is not OP. Same old Keelan. I mean, dual wielding weapons can just be added. I mean, they'll still take up like a single weapon slot, but yeah, sure. You never know what they might add. Like, there's always the opportunity for new weapon types. Like dual wielded hand cannons, dual wielded, handguns. Like, there's always potential for them to add those kinds of things. Just don't know when they will or whether they will. But there's always potential.
Let's go. Charge.
No, there are no dual wielding weapons in the game. There are none. If there were in future, it'd be cool. But I don't think you'd be able to dual wield smithereens. I think it'll be limited to the hand cannons and handguns. Like, you might be able to dual wield them or create a variant of them that dual wields, but like, it would have some cost attached to it. Oh no. Oh no.
You're next. Stopping their attack. Damn. Let's go. You're next.
Not bad. Arcane, how are you going on your end?
Just kind of chilling.
Weakness. Ajax is okay. Faster than Blair at least, and he has more survival to his name. But I do have to say that overall, you're still not gonna get like super good stuff. Yeah, Blair's still not great. Blair takes 6 minutes. Ajax can take 5. But we're talking Keelan takes like what, 3? And then you've got Bunny at 240 and then Ines at 220, so I think it's not enough, Blackout. If you ask me, they really need to make this like way stronger. They need to make it so that his farming time, be it by an increase in range or whatever else they have to do, although it shouldn't be all equal, like not everybody has to be like super awesome, but at the very least, right, his farming time should not be so much slower than all other characters. Like, that makes no sense to me. So I feel that for all characters across the board, doesn't really matter, there should be no more than a 1 minute deviation around the baseline. That's what they need to do. So if the fastest speed farmer is Bunny, right, just as an example, she gets 240, then all other characters that are slower than her should have a deviation of, at most, for a non-farmer, should be 2 minutes. So that means 440 should be the slowest anyone goes for a non-farmer. for any character that can do some farming, they should not be at like 5 minutes. They should be at least like, hey, 3:30, you know, somewhere around there. It doesn't have to be all like fully balanced, but it has to be faster. And how do you address those issues? Very simple. For Ajax, it would just be range. Ajax just needs more range, that's all. If this guy had more range, that'd be no issue. Like, he's already one-shotting most enemies, so that's not a problem. It's just his range, and I've already expanded his range to the maximum capabilities. Like, yeah, that would be the only thing that I can even think of that would affect this whole situation. Oh my god, got frozen. Rude.
Get ready.
But right now, there's a lot of people gushing that this build is great, that build is great. I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm gonna assess it fairly and completely impartially, and I'll just tell you based on timings. Technically, Ajax shouldn't be doing this, but all characters, like the way they're going, they want all characters balanced, right? That this is how it should be going. You know? Like, if it was me, you know what I would have done with Ajax? I would have made it so that his barriers, one barrier can protect others, which is the round shield, but the other barrier, I feel like it should have just been in front of him. Like, he turns it on, it's in front of him, and while it's active, it reflects, like, his skill damage toward enemies. He should just be, like, literally running through enemies like a freaking bulldozer, reflecting all their damage back at them. Like, that's what I think would have made Ajax super awesome. You know? Like, there are many fun ways that they can do what they want with characters. Make them all unique, but, you know, still make them fun. I feel like they're lacking on that a bit. Honest answer. Or, the higher Ajax goes, the more his final AoE. You know, since this is a stomping, like, Donkey Kong type maneuver, why not? Maybe if I grapple up high, and then I actually just drop down and smash, maybe I should deal, like, a massive radius. You don't have to increase my damage, but maybe increase my radius to, like, some ridiculous amount. Like, these kinds of things make the game fun. Like, there's lots of ways you can make Ajax super awesome while still filling his tank role. You know? It's not just a one-way street. Ah, thanks, Adam. Yeah, the boys are getting tested, but they're not that good. It's not enough. Like, the changes that they made, not enough. I'll tell you that much. They need to be better. And if they're willing to make it better, good, but yeah. Like, I'm liking what he's got, but I feel like the area is just not sufficient. If the area was more, just more, oh yeah. And Ajax being a tank, yeah, he should never be CC'd. Like, his passive could just give him, like, no CC. You know, something like that.
You're next. Shields are offline. Out. You're next.
Like, the damage that I'm reflecting at these guys should be based on my skill damage, not theirs. Because, like, the barrier is supposed to reflect damage, right? But you take a look. Okay, here's the barrier. He shoots it. He's taking damage, but it's like a tiny bit. Like, it should not be reflecting his damage. It should be reflecting my damage at him. You know, like, these are all major weaknesses of Ajax. Well, the sphere should be static. I feel like the barrier shield should move with him. You know, like, it should just be in front of him, and then anytime the enemies shoot, like, it should just max reflect the damage back at him. You know, like, do it like a percentage of your firearm damage or whatever. Anything would be great. Yeah, that way I could equip something like the Malevolent, and then I have the shield in front of me, and it's like, you know, something like that. Like, that's what we need. You know, this is cool. This is cool, but it's not enough. And I do have a Keelan build, Ray. Sorry for taking a while to answer your question. I must have missed that, but yes, I do have a Keelan build. It is on my channel already. Everyone should know my Keelan build since I put it out as soon as the character came out. He's good. He still has his bossing build as well, but I haven't tried his bossing build yet. I'm gonna give Keelan love another day. First, I'm gonna work on Ajax a little bit, see if I can pump him up, you know, buff him up.
Shields are down. You need to be recharged. You're next.
I think MP Collector and best thing I can do on this guy is probably just make him extra deadly. Well, Dark Wolf, based on what I've seen, Blair is still one of the slowest farmers. No matter how you try and slice it, he just isn't very good. His main issue is casting speed, and resolving that is problematic. I can try, but it's still not great. I'm going to try, like, he might be one of the ones where I'm forced to use casting speed, and if that's the case, then that's okay, I will do so. But it just doesn't feel great playing him compared to several other characters which already have way better options. Hell, Ajax has better options than he does. Look at that. Ajax's range is pretty good. So, like, if I'm jumping into combat, I know that they're going to get smacked. You know? Kind of like that.
You're next. Get ready. Stop.
I can literally just Goomba stomp my way straight to the end with Ajax. Can't really do that with other characters. Hence the problem.
Let's go.
Well, I hope so, Blackout, because like I said, if Viesa is the standard, then everybody must at least be at Viesa's level. Viesa can do this in about 4 minutes.
Charge.
That's because her bossing capabilities are insane. So if they're not going to give me 4 minutes, then they're not even keeping to their own standard of Viesa and Valby. FYI, Valby can also do this a lot faster. So can Sharon. So those characters, if that's going to be the standard, then hey.
Shields are down. You need to be recharged.
What is this?
Down. Down. Stop. Charge.
You can do that, Dark Wolf, but don't forget this. If you
Shields are down.
do not fight for your characters to stay strong, then what happens when your character's next on the chopping block? Right? What we need to do is we need to fight for underpowered characters to be balanced upward while overperforming characters are just kept the same. Balancing through content works, but it was poorly implemented the last time because they didn't tell people what they were doing. Balancing through content is fine. I agree. But they need to understand that characters that are left behind need to be brought up quickly so that people don't feel the pinch. Okay, if power creep happens, it happens, but that's the whole point. This is supposed to be power fantasy. What happened to the idea of power fantasy? Seems like devs lost the plot, if you ask me. Because when this game first started, they said they wanted us to lean into the power fantasy, and I've always talked about that same idea from them. It's not from me, it's from them. You said this in Season 0. What happened? We got power fantasy, and then you listened to the whiners. Why? What makes these whiners so correct about the direction of the game? You think it's going to save your game? Alright, it's not. But, look. You know, I'm just one man. Let's try.
You're next.
And I may be one man, but I'm also a gambling man, you know, down in New Orleans. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait. And then next week, if the player numbers are down,
Let's go.
I'm going to tell the devs, reverse course. Now, they can choose not to listen to me, but I'm still going to put out the so-called expose video and remind them that this is what they lost. Choice is yours. You know, choice is theirs really, but I think nobody's having a great time with things that are just going to be taken away from them. Nobody likes that.
I'll stop. Now.
And also, why is my barrier not stopping his hockey puck? That's so weird. Anyway, it is what it is. There we go. Ajax now level 40. I can now add more power to this guy. Okay. Let's assign another socket. There we go. Cannot be used in combat. I'm not in combat. What combat is there? Finally. Okay, now. Gonna have to level him again. Talking about a lot of things to heal. If you missed out on it, you might have to rewind, my friend. You might have to rewind. I think total balance is impossible, but they need to have a standard. Like I mentioned earlier, like the first and most important thing is this. Number one, they need to make it so that any character that's a farmer should be doing this at the fastest possible time. You can set a standard for that. The standard should be Bunny, which they just buffed. So Bunny standard, 2 minutes 40, okay, so that's what a farming character should do. A non-farming character should be various degrees of worse. So for example, Haley, if she's forced into a farming situation, should be doing this around 4 minutes, maybe. Alright, so you could do something like that with a gun barrel. Fair. You know, she's not designed as a farming character. But a character that, like, you want to give them some farming capabilities, okay. Then maybe they should be able to do this around 3 minutes, 20 seconds, or things like that. It shouldn't be so much drastically worse, is what I'm saying. Hunt, no idea what you're saying. But yeah, balance is impossible. But they should strive for a theoretical balance. And they should have certain guidelines and marks. For like, okay, so it should be this amount slower than another character, this amount slower than another character. Like, that should be the standard, you know? And they shouldn't be going based on percentages. No, percentages are also bad because percentages don't tell the whole story. So I just hope that they will adjust things a bit more. Like Ajax, I think he's a good character. He's doing really well. And with some arcade tuning, oh, he's gonna do even better. But ultimately, they do need to adjust him properly. Like they can give him like this whole CC thing. Like, why is Ajax getting CC'd continuously? Like, he's a tank, right? He should be immune to CC baseline. Like, every character needs their own thing, and they need their own skill set that makes them powerful. I think we're really lacking that right now. And the reason why everyone defaults to damage is because damage is the clearest way to see how strong a character is. Like, it's no fun getting CC'd continuously by everybody. There's no cooldown on CCs. Like, it's not like Monster Hunter. You get hit, and when you're down, you can't get hit again, you know? But here it's like you're down, doesn't matter, everybody can get dog pile you. And Dark Wolf, I don't know why you said Nexon got mad, because this change did not happen because Nexon got mad. This change happened because the players were mad. Nexon is only mad when profits fall, and what do you think is going to happen after all this? Let's think about that for a second, guys. What do you think are the consequences of all this? Oh wait, profits are going to go in the toilet.
Shields are down. It needs to be recharged. Let's go. Get ready. Stop. Shields are offline. No chance.
It is funny when you're watching a stream, but when you're actually playing the game, imagine how frustrating it is. Because Bunny can do this so safely and at a distance.
Get ready.
Oh, like I said, there are so many ways they could do this. And I'll tell you that much. Like, genuinely, if it was me in charge, I would have just made it so that when I'm using Ajax's jump, the higher I go, the more the range of my smackdown, and make it feel really impactful. Like here, it just sounds like a wet slap, you know? It just sounds like a wet slap when it should be so much more than that. You know, like if I really land down, I should create a crater on the ground. A big update in Season 3 isn't going to save anybody. Like, at most, what? They're going to get triple their player base back because people are going to play it, but then they'll play for like 1 week, finish the content, and then they're going to leave again. That's not what we want. If you want your game to grow and live long and prosper like a Vulcan, then they need to make it so that this game actually freaking matters.
You're next.
Right now, most people's minds, it's like, yeah, these changes are cool, but does it really matter? Does it really?
Charge. Sheer.
Take your time, buddy. Ganon Hunter, you are probably playing it incorrectly. Because Serena is faster than Glay.
Shield. Critical damage.
And if your Glay is clearing in 3 to 4 minutes, I don't think you're doing it solo. So it could be the kind of people that you're running with, because Glay cannot clear it in 3 to 4 minutes, dude. No matter how you slice it.
Charge.
Even with the fastest build, which is Last Dagger, and not even using Malevolent, she still won't do it in 3 to 4 minutes.
Get ready.
Unless your Last Dagger is built specifically for Void Erosion Purge. Now, if you did that, then that's different. But if you're using my version, which is not built specifically for that, then you should not be able to do that. It should still be around 5 minutes. Rage Hack. Okay, first of all, dude, if you're gonna spit anything, don't spit untrue things. That's literally the natural curve of the day. I mean, come on. 3 days ago, it went from 14,000 down to 8,000. That's because during the day, different players play at different times, dude. Don't ever give me that 10 to 6k players in one day, okay? That's bullshit and you know it. Okay, if you want to argue a point, then make sure you're doing so with facts. Don't ever come at me with, like, nonsense, okay? Please don't ever do that. Well, Sahil, you can get reactors pretty easily in the Sigma sector, so if you chose to leave because of that, that's on you. I can't help you with that. All I'm going to tell you is that, genuinely, reactor farming is not a problem right now. If people still find it to be a problem, then I don't know how to help them. Because I've managed to get most reactors, although, yes, I am aware the system sucks, but I am literally able to get a good reactor for most characters within a day of farming Sigma sector. Because Sigma sector drops so many reactors. So, the problem is usually on the people. And I cannot help with that, no matter how much I want to. But if that's enough to make you leave, then you're welcome to leave. That's okay. I'm not going to say no to that. That's a personal choice. Everyone can choose to take a break at any point in time. Anyone can choose to, you know, have a breather, stop playing for a little while. That's fine. Doesn't bother me. But, again, we need to focus on facts. Yep, because it sounds to me like you've got your filters set up in a really weird or twisted way, or you're completely not setting up your filters correctly. Like, whatever the case is, the issue is usually on the player, because I'm able to get what I need quite fast. And if you're always trying to get double gold rolls, then that is another problem, because I told people already you shouldn't be doing that. Sometimes a purple roll can be just as good. So,
If there's something you need, you'll need to pay.
I hate saying it, but I just have to say it honestly and to everybody's face, point blank. 95% of the problem with getting gear and stuff is because people don't listen. Or they do things that they're not supposed to do. When I specifically told them, you're not supposed to do that, but they do it anyway. Which is not how things work.
If it's new research, I'm listening.
This will never be the kind of game where you can just do whatever you want. You're supposed to follow the appropriate methodology, do what I tell you to do, and adjust accordingly. If you choose not to do that, nobody can help you. Okay. Now, new invasions just dropped. I love how this changed from Blair to Ajax, but okay, the chapel. Cannot be the case, Ganon Hunter, because look, I've got some time right now, so I can give you a quick comparison. Now, this is with my general. Now, I'm using a general build with Glay because if you put chill into your first slot, then your Glay is obviously going to be faster because, yo, you're literally gearing your Glay specifically for this. You know what I'm saying? So in that particular case, then you are going to outclass Serena, obviously. But if that's not the case, then all I can say is that something must have changed somewhere. I don't know what, but something must have changed somewhere. That is what I would say. How's Blair feeling after the update? Absolute garbage. Like literal garbage. So Pred Instinct as well. Okay, all set. Now this is a pure Last Dagger build. Okay. Now we are going to use the usual. Actually, sorry. We use Sharp Precision Shot. Okay, this is the usual Glay setup. All right, for Void Erosion, full on, no change, no adjustment here. All right, so this is what we had before. Stage 30, private operation. Now I'll do Glay first, and I'll do Serena after. So you should be able to be faster. Well, that's fine, Sahil. I mean, you can take a break for as long as you like. But at the end of the day, look, I understand that reactor farming is frustrating, but I just cannot accept the idea that it's just so bad that people quit, because it's really not. Like, I've been able to get a reactor that I need in moments in Sigma Sector, so at this point, I really can't help anybody. You know, it's just them doing their things. $2,000 fire rate, baby. That's already a minute and a half, so Glay solo cannot do this in 3 to 4 minutes. Unfortunately, she just doesn't have the speed for it. Unless you're going to use a pure chill Last Dagger. So Serena will always be faster, because Serena by now would have cleared more than this already. And she has movement speed to boot. So I think you may either have something different, Ganon, or... because this is, again, the same Last Dagger. I haven't changed it. Same arcade tuning, everything, you know? I think you may have altered something. And lol, I just saw Rena's chat. Lamau. Spotting me in town again, mate. That's because Luna is still a niche character. I mean, for those that enjoy her, please, by all means, play her. But I'm just not a Luna player. So you won't hear anything about Luna from me. I'd rather try other characters. Okay, so we're now at the 3-minute mark already. Yeah, not sure how you're getting 3 to 4 minutes, man. Unless you're doing something different with your Glay than what I already showcased. Because as I mentioned, this was the old build that I did. Like I said, it is, if you're running my build, then it's impossible for you to have a faster timing on Glay than I do. Even if your aim is, say, better, right? It's impossible to do it in 3 to 4 minutes with my build. Because you look at the timer, it's already at like 8:30, which means that that is about 3.5 minutes in. And we're only like 75% of the way. So, I mean, she is still solo capable, very fast, but like, it should not be possible. So, if Serena is feeling off, then I think it's because you're overestimating Glay. Yeah, because your timing should not be 3 to 4 minutes. No, my concern is not your Serena timing. My concern is your Glay timing. How are you at 3 to 4 minutes? Because it's literally impossible, even with this. And look, I'm hitting heads. So, unless you're doing something weird or strange, you should not be faster with Glay than Serena. And again, I'll happily demonstrate Serena after this, because Serena is using Malevolent. I don't have a favorite character. Because this is pure Last Dagger right here. Even if I don't wait to get it to optimum range, it's still nearly impossible to blast them all down this quickly. Okay.
All my senses come alive.
The only time I should be faster is this boss. It's so much fun. No, of course. That's what I'm about to show. I mean, it could just be like I said, Ganon could be using it differently or incorrectly, but at the end of the day, it should not be the case. There you go. Well, congrats, Blackout. As long as you did it solo and you didn't, you know, force anybody to carry you, I'm proud of you. So, the total is 5 minutes and 39 seconds. So, this is like one of the fastest runs you can do with Glay. Now, you can cut it down to about 4 minutes if you're using a chill. If you swap your first slot to like chill attack, which would be totally possible as well. But yeah, this is how it's supposed to be. Well, it's supposed to be. Now I'll switch over to Serena. But if you want to see it, you want to scrutinize it with a magnifying glass, no problem. I can explain as I go, because like I said, it's a straightforward process. Then I'll go back to monkey mode Ajax. Okay. Serena Void. There it is. Arcade tuning, make sure you're on the multi-hit section. Okay, we're only going to use the Malevolent. Malevolent build is the same as before. Okay, this is the exact Malevolent build. If you really don't like have aiming, you can actually swap it over to what's it called? Focus, fire, whichever one. This one. This one, I'm just going to showcase with this, so my timing will be a bit slower than it normally is. But this one can sometimes, I guess, for people that don't like the accuracy deviation, they can use that. Make sure that you have your evolutionary cutting mechanism. The rest of this stays the same, all right? Because Serena does not need healing. She comes with her own healing, all right? So once your inversion reinforcer is swapped and everything, you're all good. Now, this is what you've got. But Serena's... Okay, I don't know if that's Glay or Serena's timing, but Glay's timing should not be 4 minutes and 39. That's very, very rare. Like I said, unless you're doing something so drastically different to me, but I've literally got perfect rolls, so. But Serena's fastest time should also be, like 4:39 is not a bad time for Serena. And that is even with making mistakes. So earlier you said it was 5 to 6 minutes. Should not be the case. If you said 4:39, then you're giving me inaccurate information, Ganon. So you might want to be clear on what you're saying. Okay. So here, I don't even need to focus on the elite mob. I find him later and just kill him like that. Because either way, right, the spread on this thing will always increase to a large amount, regardless of whether you... as you can see, I'm dealing lower damage because of no have aiming. So the spread on your gun will always increase no matter what you do. So it's always better to have aiming. You just deal more damage, higher multiplier, all that kind of stuff. But if you don't like it, you can still use focus fire, and you'll notice that there's not much difference. You're still able to deal a lot of damage. So you'll be slightly slower-ish, but again, this is not something that affects you drastically. Okay, there you go. I would just boost into the next area, find the elite, and just start busting. Reload using your third skill, and just move on. Save your time. And if you really need to, you can cast your first skill to give yourself a bit of extra healing. But the choice is yours. Now, I do not do perfect reloads all the time, so sometimes I get caught with the reload animation, but if I ever see a reload animation, I just cancel it with 3, because I auto-reload. Just aim at the elite, the blades will take care of the rest. As others have said, that's what you do. Now the biggest thing is that you may occasionally run out of MP, but in that case, then you just have to play conservative for a little bit. No other choice.
My shield has been damaged.
I'm going to take advantage of your speed boost, alright? Always take advantage of your speed boost. As long as you are using the aerial dash with your third skill, you will move faster. So take advantage of that, abuse it. And once you get your healing, all you have to do is come here and start blasting. Use the reload that your third skill gives you, and you should be good to go. That's it. If it's 439 for Glay, then there's a drastic difference. Something is different somewhere, because you should not be able to do that. Like, you should not be able to go that fast with Glay. Like I said, Glay is mostly around 5 minutes solo. So either you're just way better at aiming than I am, or something else is different. But yeah, there must be a difference in your build versus mine, for Glay at least. But anyway, yeah, Serena is 4 minutes 5 seconds, but I can do it faster with half aiming. So this is the difference. So Serena should always be faster than Glay. Should, being the key word. But I genuinely have no idea how you did 439 solo with Glay, because that should, again, the word should be impossible. No, I'm not. I actually really need to re-roll this, but I haven't re-rolled it yet. Actually, should I re-roll it today? Nah. I can get a faster clear if I re-roll the stats on this, but I haven't yet. I do want to re-roll it at a later time. Okay, now that that's all settled, back to Ajax. Okay. Now I'm going to try. Oh wait, no, I'm going to try Blair first. Hold on. Okay, slow cooker. Here we go. Slow cooker Blair, man. Let's see how long he takes to clear the shelter. Versus Ajax. If Ajax is faster than him, then I'm going to be sad. This is pain. P-E-I-N. I already have a build video out. The only thing the build video doesn't have is arcade tuning, but I mean, it's pretty standard what to do with them. I'll have an updated video out at a later time, but the build is the same. A lot of people, I don't know why a lot of people feel that the module build will somehow be different because of arcade tuning. It's not going to be different. Like, literally the updated videos, if not for the fact that I know that there are new players, I would just, like, literally just show you guys the arcade tuning and then leave the build video the same. So if you're interested, you can just pick up my old Keelan farming build. It still works fine. It still works the same because that's literally what I'm using. It's still the best for him because he needs the speed. The most that I would change is that you can max out his cooldowns by using focus on singular instead now. In which case that does give him the so-called best bang for his buck. That's what I would do.
Feel the heat?
I'll be real with you, KT, that's probably not a very good bunny because even if you have 3 times sprint on your gun, right? Everybody's sprint speed caps out at 1,300, which means that you aren't going to be able to outrun Bunny because nobody can break the speed cap. So that means that Bunny was a really bad bunny because I would be running at the same speed as anybody else if I had 1,300 sprint speed. And my bunny can reach that with just 1 speed mod, so yeah. Anytime you outrun a bunny, although it looks cool, I just want to say facts are facts. Everybody has the same final movement speed, just so you know. So if you outran a bunny, that's a trash tier bunny. They could be using bionic fuel, in which case outrunning them is not an achievement. They're just a moron. Like I said, like, look, not trying to be mean, but if you compare kill times, right? You just take a look at what I can do with my bunny, and you compare the kill times to what you can do with any other character. Bunny is still fastest. And that's simply because she doesn't have to stop to cast. Every other character has to stop. Don't forget that. So Bunny always has that advantage.
It's cooking time. Hot. Watch the floor. Somebody help.
Blair, if you need help, then that's just sad, man. Have to kill the priest of Narcissus. Oh, come on! The knockdowns are so annoying. Okay, priest of Narcissus is dead. You had fun, didn't you, Pseudo?
And voila! I let my guard down. It's cooking time. I bet you're feeling the heat. Hot.
521 on this. Okay, now I'm gonna swap over to Ajax and we'll see what happens. I think the opposite. Bunny is actually very relaxing to play because even if you make a mistake, her range is so large that it compensates for it. Rather, if you want to play Keelan and the rest, you're gonna have to move even more perfectly than with Bunny. I mean, like I said, I can show everybody the same thing. Okay, so Blair was at about 5 minutes 21 seconds. We're gonna do the exact same thing now with Ajax, and I can show you guys with Keelan, so you guys can see the comparison. I mean, I'll do a more thorough, in-depth comparison another time. To show the differences between all these characters, but realistically speaking, what you need to understand is that if we're looking at runtimes, these poor fellas stand no chance. Now, granted, they're not fully built up either, but even once they are fully built up, I think they don't stand a chance. But anyway, just make sure you have my old Keelan's farming build. If you don't have that, then you're pretty much going to miss out. And no, not really. I don't play at full skill power most of the time. I'll be real with you, this game does not demand. And FYI, Ajax can also hit through walls, so don't see anybody complaining about that. Look, I just hit the enemy through the wall. Oh look, should Ajax be nerfed too? Nah, just an S, right? Just an S. Ajax can hit through walls, FYI.
Shields are down. They need to be recharged. Charge! Get ready. Back away. You're next. Shield. No chance. Let's go. Out. Shield. You're next.
So riddle me this, Batman. All the people that said other characters can't do that, my Ajax just hit through walls multiple times. So how come? So when are we getting a terrain nerf for Ajax, guys?
Shields are offline.
Because you know that's the standard, right?
out!
Well, follow the builds exactly, Ganon. Told you that before.
Let's go. Sheep.
I gotta call Kaz after this, so give me a second,
Let's
fam.
Initiate defense. Stop. Shields are offline. Get ready. Stop. Get ready. Back away. Stop.
By the way, Incredulous, that's not Nexon.
Let's go.
I don't know why people both praise and hate Nexon for this game, but I really gotta tell you, that's Magnum Studios. You guys know this, right? There's a difference between the publisher
You're next.
and the devs. So the transparent message is not coming from Nexon. Nexon doesn't give a shit. That's Magnum Studios. Magnum Studios are the devs. They're the ones giving you the transparency, FYI. Magnum Studios are the ones that are trying to make all these changes. What Big Daddy Nexon cares about, yeah, it is pretty embarrassing because I gotta say, a lot of people are very, very unaware of this, and it's always, like, genuinely no offense, but it's very, very silly when I have to listen to people say that. I'm like, you guys do know there's a difference, right? It's like, bro, you should know the difference. Anyone that doesn't know the difference, it's like, man, you living under a rock or something? Yo, gotta get familiar. But anyway, all points aside, the thing is, the devs are Magnum Studios. Magnum Studios are the ones trying to be transparent with us because they understand that our input, our play of this game is extremely valid, and they want us to be validated in what we do. But Nexon just cares about profits. So for them, what Magnum Studios has to do is make sure this game keeps turning a profit. Once they can keep turning a profit, Nexon will keep them in business. Ajax just did this in 3 minutes and 38 seconds. Compared to Blair. 3 minutes, 38. Jumping around and slamming the ground. He did this like literally 2 minutes faster than Blair. Well, yes, they're trying to, but is this the right decision? I don't know. We'll see. We won't know if it's we won't know if this is going to be the right decision until a few days later. Ganon, I'm more interested if you changed anything on Glay that made a difference in the kill time. Because what is the difference between your Glay build versus mine? Because for me, that's the only crucial key that I want to know. I'm very, very keen to know that. Because I too would like to be a minute faster. And if you're a minute faster, that means you've done something different. And I want to know what that difference is. So if you don't mind, could you just double check the Glay build? I just want to know if there's anything, like even the smallest thing, that is slightly different. Just so that I can perfect results for everybody. Because I'll happily release an update if it helps people. Yeah, Blair is just slow to play. It's not that he feels slow. He is slow. He is absolutely garbage tier. Like, I'm sorry if anyone gets offended at that, but he is literal hot garbage, and I do not want to play him. Because there's no point. What's the point in playing Blair when he is not good? Like, he is the opposite of good. He's ungood. And I did that with Ajax without even getting Adrenaline Rush. So... yeah. Not great. Not great system. Well, do let me know if there's any difference. I would love to know what you've done differently on your last dagger. Because the Glay build should be the same. But I would like to know. Because if there's any change, it would be very interesting to see. Let me just make sure that this is all correct. Yes, it is. 250 max expansion. Yes, okay, cool. This is all correct. Everything here is correct. And Keelan is getting as much cooldowns as he possibly can. So my skill cooldown is already at like close to maximized. Okay. Okay. Once I grab this, that'll be fully maximized at that point, which is good. All right, let's Tim Curry on. Same run. Night, Brandon. Like one day when all the characters are built up, I will happily do a pound for pound comparison of clear times across the board, which I think will be more useful to people. But at least your Serena is now sorted, Ganon, so that's good. However, if you do see any differences in the Glay build, I would love to know, because that would help me get more data to help people as well. Of course, some of it could just be like technique, which I'm more than happy to accept, but I would still like to know. I'm a knower.
You can't run away. Move.
By the way, guys, you know who else can hit through walls? Keelan! Oh, would you look at that?
Too slow. My shield's down. Shield's broken. You can't run away.
His explosion ignores terrain. Hell, I killed him so fast the server actually lagged for a second. There we go. Too lazy to move around? No problem. Keelan can just fly. And this is the other reason why he's so fast, because he can just literally ignore terrain in an entirely different way.
You can't run away. I'll snuff them right.
Oh, would you look at that? I can hit enemies through a wall. Can you hit an enemy through a wall? But of course, Ines, you know, way too much. No. He's just a little electric puffball. Can't go through walls, right? Are you guys starting to see the hypocrisy of the people that cry for nerfs? Because I hope you are, because it's ridiculous and stupid. Because, incredulous, people are stupid. I cannot highlight this enough. People are not very intelligent beings. If they were, you know, half the crap that we go through wouldn't happen. But it does. In fact, Keelan is not on par with Viesa, he's faster. The only one he was slower than in the past was Bunny. I mean, this is before Ines ever dropped. So, he was slower than Bunny, but that did not affect his combat capabilities, not one lick. I forgot Narcissus requires a gun, sorry. That'll affect my clear time a little bit. But he is indeed actually faster than most other characters. There you go, done. No, I haven't finished building up Blair, he's just garbage. 2 minutes 44 seconds. 1 minute faster than Ajax, 3 minutes faster than Blair. So, let me ask you guys a question. Why nerf Ines? Just build my Keelan build. I already published this ages ago. It's the same build. I'll happily update the arcade tuning once I'm done with it, but come on. But now you guys have seen it with your own two eyeballs. Do you understand what I've been trying to teach people this entire time? People who cry don't have a valid point. They have never had a valid point. Human stupidity is not a valid basis for an argument. And I have tried to tell people this over and over. You cannot argue something on the basis of something that is not factual. Anything that you do in life must have a factual basis. When you lack a factual basis, you are not creating a situation where people can, you know, get good results. You're not doing anything to help anyone. No. When you make arguments on the basis of emotion that completely get away from the facts, all you are doing is making things worse for everybody just to validate your own ego. This is why I said it yesterday. People may not have been happy with it, but I'll say it again to their faces if I have to. Most of the time people are complaining, it's just an ego problem. They're just saying in their heart, nah, man, my guy should be the best. My toy is not the best, so I'm going to take away your toy. It's kindergarten behavior. He doesn't have a meta stick. That's the best part. You want to know what you can use on Keelan? Anything you like. You can bum around with a full-on speed stick, like you could use the Enduring Legacy, or earlier I was just using the Voltia because it's hilarious with him. So yeah. How fast is Blair on this map? 5 minutes. Anyway, Ines time. Oh no, I can't hit through walls anymore. Oh no. Oh no. Just kidding. It's called your second skill, FYI. Use my cooldown based build, no problemo. But oh no. Ines cannot hit through walls anymore. Oh no. Let me lag your whole game with my Ines build. There you go. There you go. Clear. Ines never bothered anyone in the first place. She was doing her freaking job. And yet she got lambasted for it, despite the fact that, guess what? Every character in the game can hit through walls. Like, do I have to go full Dora the Explorer on this shit? Can you point the character that hits through walls? What's that? All of them? Congratulations, you're right. Ines, no swiping. Literally kindergarten level bullshit that I'm putting up with. Yeah, you can run Python as well. Like, absolutely, go for it, you know? Nothing wrong with that. For me, you can, like, run Malevolent or anything. Like, just give him a strong bossing weapon choice, and he's pretty much good to go. There we go, clear. It also fits his playstyle, because you can get right up close and just, like, blast the hell out of your enemies with the Python. So, yeah, you can go with that as well. Okay, already at boss room. Excusez-moi. Let me just stand here in this one spot and win. If you don't mind. Ta-da! Clear time 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Just adjust the build. I still think whatever they did was still not good, but I mean, you can make it work. So there's people who will say Ines is low tier. Ganon, you were one of them, FYI. This is why I say don't say she's D tier or C tier unless you have the facts. Because she is still a very good farmer. The only place she suffers is Void Erosion Purge, where you're not supposed to use skill-based descendants anyway. So, there you go. I mean, you can use it on him, but I would just use it as a... Because Python, if I'm not wrong, hold up. I can go back to Keelan for a second. Just may as well mess around with the last part of stream, but... Oh, wait, I gotta call Kaz first. 1 second.
I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. Oh, I didn't catch him in time.
Hey, good morning. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Are you okay? Sounds like you were having a good sleep. Anyway. Anyway, look. Wishing Adele good luck for today, and I hope you will be fine as well. Yeah, look, listen. If you can't hang out today, it's fine. All right? But I will say that you probably should show up tomorrow. Tonight, yeah, we'll play some Marvel Rivals tomorrow because Emma Frost is looking real sexy. So I need that in my life. Yeah, the update was today. But yeah, what I'll do is that most likely tonight I have to release my next album, so it's okay if we can't hang tonight. But I mean, if we do, that's good. But if we can't, it's also okay. All right. But Saturday and Sunday, you better be here. Okay, you. Yeah, off you go. You have a good day. See you later. Bye. I built into his range, crit, cooldown, everything, dude. I built everything. He's too slow because his skills take 10 years to cast, G-Woods. And the other thing is that he, even with max cooldown, do you know that the cooldown cap is 90% in the game? So his fourth skill has 120 seconds on cooldown. That means the shortest cooldown it has is 12 seconds. That's longer than everybody else in the game. Keelan has some of the longest cooldowns in the game, and he ain't dealing with 12 seconds. You get what I mean? And listen, Ganon, you will be called out, okay? This is why I say, I get that you guys might be salty about things, but you gotta spit pure facts. If you don't spit pure facts, then you're just as bad as everyone else out there. And do we want to be as bad as everyone else out there? The answer is no, right? We want to be better. We're trying our best to be better. So let's be better, okay? Let's be better. Being worse is not exactly on my bingo card. Not for today, anyway. Okay. Where's my Python?
Then go ahead and skip out.
All right. Have some sleep.
Yes. I'll catch you next time.
Catch you next time, pal.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Start this build from the beginning. Now, Python multi-hit damage is like that. Okay, let's go for weak spot. Weak point sight. And of course, we want charge amplification, of course. And we don't care about critical hit damage, so give me the chance. And that. Save. We have fire rate, of course. Fiesta, of course. And then we have there. And then we are going to need an element, so we may as well have toxic. No! This damnable Python. This thing, I think, will need... Oh, my weapon proficiency is not high enough. Okay, fair enough. Well, that's uncool. I guess I'll just have to go with the usual then. Toxic enhancement. There we go. I'll put an R slot here and then I'll adjust another one up there. Because poison priority is probably much more important for this gun. Okay, and now cores. I have rounds per magazine, which I do not care about. So I'm going to readjust the cores on this. What do I have? I have that. I'll just need sprint speed and... I'll probably take the aim shot accuracy. I can just blast him right in the face anyway. Okay, weapon readjustment. What does this gun have? It's got everything that I need, but I'm probably not going to use it against Colossi. If I could get a gold toxic attack, that'd be really, really nice. If. Nah, I'll leave it be for now. Not worth my time.
Yeah, so what do you need?
Let me adjust the weapon cores. Sorry, not craft cores. There. Okay. So, let's make this great. Come on, firearm attack. Okay, 76. Any chance of a gold roll? There we are, gold roll. Instead of rounds per magazine, why don't I give myself some fire rate? There we go. Free slot. Let's go for maxed out toxic attack, because why not? Ooh, yeah. And then here, aim shot accuracy, sprint speed. Okay. Let's try and change the sprint speed first. 20% sprint speed. There we go. Good. And then aim shot accuracy. Aim shot accuracy 91%. There we go. Okay, we have what we need. Now Keelan can run around with the Python. Okay. So let's see if he can go a little bit faster than before. Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. 'Cause I want you, and I need you, and I'm down for you. By the way, guys, just a heads up, you will probably not see too much TFD over this weekend. I'm probably going to start working on it again next week, because this weekend is Monster Hunter's update. I mean, Monster Hunter's update is already done now, so I'm going to be playing Monster Hunter later this evening. So just be aware, alright? I do love y'all, but just in case y'all don't see me, that's the reason why.
Can't run away. I'll kill you all. This is your end. Move.
No! Okay, nobody saw that happen. That's the price of flying.
This is your end. I'll snuff the life from you. You can't run away. Shield down. Too slow. You can't run away. Shield down. Changing rounds. Move. I'll snuff the life from you. Too slow. You can't run away.
I know, right? Too many games getting updated this weekend. Marvel Rivals too. It's all the good stuff. That's what I like about it.
Move. My shield's down.
I say though, the Python really isn't that bad.
I'll snuff the life from you.
I was wondering why I couldn't dash for a second. I was like, wait, what's going on?
Wither.
And I realized why.
much as you're ready.
There we go. 2 minutes 49, not bad. Gotta get used to the Python, and I did make a mistake there, but otherwise I could have been faster than that. Keelan is pretty speedy. Let's compare the time to Bunny before I go, because we already know Ines's time, so. Yeah, I actually can't wait. Emma Frost is gonna be awesome. I've seen the character, and she is awesome as a character too. Although it does seem that, you know, almost every game is kind of going in the TFD direction, no matter how much people want to say this or that. I think every game understands the value, the importance of, you get what I mean. You know, I mean, if I have to say it openly, my money don't jiggle jiggle, it foes, okay? I want to see you wiggle wiggle. Alright, same thing. Let's see a bunny run. Just keep in mind, Ajax is actually at 3 minutes and 30 seconds, FYI. So Ajax is not that far off, about a minute slower, but he can still do it. But yeah, next, you know, once I have a bit more time past Monster Hunter, oh yeah, you guys are gonna see me actually like go for eternity in Marvel Rivals. Hail to the yeah. I'll be going for it. Can Bunny hit enemies through walls? Yes, she can. Bunny can hit enemies on a totally different elevation. Did you guys know that? I'm genuinely very salty about this, as you can tell. Like, I still think it was stupid what they did to poor Ines. For no reason! Like, if there was a reason, you know? Like, genuinely a reason, then sure. But what did they change about her? Nothing. She's still faster than Bunny, FYI. F plus Y plus I. Give me just a reason, just a little bit's enough. Just a second, we're not broken, just bent. And we can stop the nerfs again. Tell ya. Okay, that cost me a few seconds. But did you notice that I was hitting enemies through walls before I was even there? Oh, I'm hitting enemies through walls again.
You want a taste?
Hey, Bobby. It's the end of the show, but thank you for tuning in for the last few moments. How you doing? And clear. Sorry about that, Ali. I just had to go. You know, I was only dancing for a short while. All good, all good. I'm doing fine. So the difference between Bunny and Ines is like less than 20 seconds, more or less. So Bunny is doing this about 217, killing about 240, and that's the difference between farming characters. But like, yo, Ines is still the fastest. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. But yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Just assessing the damage after this latest update and showing people the truth. It doesn't matter if they look stupid, KT. It's better to admit that you are stupid and apologize for true mistakes than to die by falsehoods. Anyway, it is what it is. So today, right after lunch, I'll have a video dropping about the Ines situation, and I'll show you guys that she's still just as good as before. The main thing that she cannot do is Void Erosion stage 27, where she suffers a lot. Best bet if you want to farm is stage 24. I'll demonstrate that later. And in terms of farming speed, like Bunny and Ines are roughly equal. So Ines is still faster by like a teeny tiny margin, but you should still be able to get through. Yeah, he can do a 2-meter jump, but he's still 1 minute slower. And I mean, I'm the person that showed the jumping Ajax, which you would have known if you had been at the stream. But yeah, jumping Ajax was always a thing. I played it all the way back in Season 0, so I'm just doing up the build now because back in Season 0, there was no point in playing him because he was just weak. But now, he is kind of like, you can do 2 million a jump, but here's the thing. Depending on the mission that you do, you're not actually going to get 2 million because there's something that a lot of people forget. When you go into, and I just want to say this, if you take a look at this, right, enemies are more resistant in 400%, but if you go to Sigma Sector, you will do higher damage simply because enemies don't have any special changes to their damage. So enemies are level 100, but they don't have any special changes to their damage. Only chill and toxic are reduced in this particular locations. So do be aware of that. That's why it would look like Ajax is doing a lot of damage, but if you actually go into a 400% and you compare apples to apples, where everybody has like reduced power and enemies have more hit points and defense, Ajax is not that impressive. That's why I don't want to show off like 2 million per jump. I could do that, but it's pointless to show that because Ajax is strong now, and he can actually farm pretty well. But again, I never look at damage numbers because numbers can always be skewed. Remember that. The only thing that matters is clear time. Clear time is the crux of everything. If you're not looking at clear time, then numbers are irrelevant. I could be doing 1 million damage and clearing slower than the character like Bunny that's only dealing 300,000 per pop, but her clear time is way faster. You get what I mean? So it's not how hard you hit. It's how fast you're clearing the content. That's the crucial key. All right, but anyway, ladies and gents, thank you very much for joining me on stream today. What we have discovered at the end of the stream is that Blair is ass. He has the slowest clear time of anybody else out there, and it is just horrifying to see that. Building him up is a literal waste of time, and it is actually garbage. Ganon, I'll be waiting for you to comment on my video about what might be the difference between your gun and my gun. I'm very excited to see that, actually. Just so we can help more people. Well, Freyna was always good, and she wasn't touched in this update, so she still remains good. But Ines is still the fastest farmer, by far. Bunny is close behind. And then, of course, you got your Keelans and all that, but everything is pretty much status quo. The buffs were good overall. Ines wasn't hurt too much, but I'll clear that up in a video later. All right? Thank y'all very much. See y'all later.